I turned off the music first. That's pretty good.
You did
Welcome to Charisma Saves.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't really know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited to be back. It's a little chilly down here though, and there is we have a tiny window in the dungeon that we record this in. A tiny window, and we never get any light in, but it's just the perfect time in dusk to get a nice beam right over.
Yeah, like right there.
So there's a little bit of a right above Randy's head. There's a little bit of a glorious holy light, which is very nice. At least it's not in your eyes, which would be hilarious. But it wasn't in the cards. It would suck for you, but it'd be very hilarious if right when we went live, it was just in your eyes and you couldn't even function. Also, I'm pretty sure this is gonna happen forever now because aren't they canceling daylight savings? Isn't it canceled now?
Permanent in 2023, I think.
Canceled.
Although it
Cancel culture.
I think it was voted on by the Senate and it's got to go to the House. So I don't know.
The Senate did it unanimously.
Yeah, so it'll probably go through.
That'd be amazing if the House is like, no!
They just want their turn to
I like fallback!
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
Probably has to.
She's in the pocket of Big
Clock.
Big clock.
Every clock. No, it'd be
Arizona's been living in 2023 this whole time.
Oh,
True.
It's just the people who make the buttons to change.
Okay. Because I was gonna say a lot of clocks do it automatically, and those clocks are trash now. I have a clock that does it automatically, and now that clock is non-functional.
You gotta buy a new
Yeah,
one.
me too. It's my cell phone. It just does it for me.
That's not how
It's
that
the only
works. They'll
clock I
fix
look
it.
at.
They'll fix
It's
it.
fine.
Buy a clock.
No, why? I don't need one.
So you could do you exist at any point in your life when you're not staring at your phone?
No.
No.
Well, fair. There you go.
Or my computer that also has a clock.
That's rough.
You're a clock.
Your clock. You tell time. Anyway, I don't think we have an ad this week because we literally were just talking about it. We didn't talk about it.
I can do something though.
All right, let's see what happens. Who knows?
I spend hours a day coming up with things to talk about off the top of my head. So clearly, if I can't do that, then why am I even able to pay
You're
my
vamping.
bills?
You're vamping for
I'm
time.
vamping. Why am I? You think I can both talk and think at the same time? You overestimate my abilities.
I think you can absolutely say nothing at all for a long time to try to think of something to say. Yeah, we've been doing this a long time.
Don't tell them our secret. Shut the fuck up. So last week we didn't have a show, mostly because I had a flat tire. And
That's mostly?
Mostly.
What was the other part?
Entirely.
Like 100%.
It was
Entirely.
100%.
Which is
It
technically
was mostly that 40% snake bite.
We don't talk about the snake bite, okay? That was a very sensitive issue. Anyway. So, while I sat there by the side of the road, freezing and waiting to die, Don't laugh at my pain, Jake.
It's not like bandits on the highway.
You don't know. Michigan is a dangerous area. Do you know how many militias are around here? They could have mistaken me for the governor and kidnapped me.
What?
Were you wearing a powerful blue dress?
Hey,
No,
what I wear is none of your business.
That's true. Fair.
You don't know what occasion I was going to. I have other friends.
You said you were hanging. I know. The only thing I know is you were hanging out with a friend. I guess I didn't assume it was Gretchen.
The point is, while I was sitting there waiting to die at the side of the road,
It was like well above freezing last week.
While I was basking in the chill dusk air,
I decided my last moments I'd like to catch up on the adventures of unnamed D&D group.
that's pretty cool.
So I fired up my smartphone, which I
Your
don't know if-
smartphone.
My smartphone. I don't know if you know this.
Your iPhone 4.
They have phones now that you can access the World Wide Web.
I had a.
Can I interject?
Yes.
You said you were waiting to die, so you did not have help on the way.
Yes.
And you had a smartphone. So you elected to watch a D&D
Well, it only
show.
had a little bit of
I
battery
have
left.
very
all
little
the more
will
reason
to
to
live.
not
so
see video.
the slightest inconvenience comes up, and I'm like,
That's
all right,
fair.
we're done.
That's it.
We had a good run. So anyway, I went to www.youtube.com/. charisma saves, and therein I found mystical tales of the Keepers of Eight and this new group. So it was wonderful. So you should go there and subscribe and catch up on all our previous tales. And
Use tails twice.
I'm talking off the cuff. Fuck you! Don't point it out. Don't point it out.
Okay.
So.
You also interchanged period.
Yeah.
Well, we just watched that Always Sunny episode with Mindy, and she says you're basic twice, and
You're
so that's
played
what I
out.
thought of.
You're
You're played out, you're
basic.
basic. Oh, already said that.
Yep. Gloom Broker.
Ad.
There we go. There we go. Very good. Very
Mic
good.
drop.
Off the cuff. It worked. We'll prep one next time.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's just do that every week. It'll be way better. We can solve
Well, don't get a flat tire.
I'll try.
I like the idea that maybe you were swerving for something you ought not swerve for.
No, it just burst. I have really bad old tires. I got to get the others replaced when I get paid.
Was it like?
So it didn't just burst.
Did it
wore out.
burst and go like?
No, actually.
Or was it just like a blah 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 blah?
It was
blah?
like that.
Oh man.
But there was no nail or anything. It just structurally
I had
couldn't handle it anymore.
Structurally couldn't handle it.
One of the
anymore.
many
How
things
many of
we have
us
in common are
identify
indeed.
with that tire?
We should start this game.
The game is already afoot, my love.
What was that noise?
That was a Randy noise.
Yep.
Sometimes
I got a few.
Sometimes, and I've found this, and maybe you're not aware of this, Randy, sometimes he won't be paying attention to a goddamn thing. And then something will happen, and then he'll make a noise
Yeah.
pretending that he was...
Yep.
And it's like, no need. That's not necessary.
Wait,
I'm
you're
glad that you know.
conscious?
I'm
You're
glad that you
conscious
know.
that you do that?
I do.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. You know what, though?
It's
It's
that's
not
the sound of me
ideal,
being
but it's
pulled
better
back
than
in.
no. It's better than not acknowledging that things are happening.
It's more like when I get pulled back in,
Yeah. You're like, huh?
Oh,
Nope.
stuff's happening again.
Yep. Stuff's happening. We're back.
Where do you go in your head, Randy, when you're not paying attention? Where do you go where we
It's
can't
just-
follow?
I'm usually thinking about Gundams.
That's the
Okay.
deepest. That's the deepest question. Where do you go where we can't follow? Where is... There it is. I got it. We're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. I have to select the music, guys.
I've decided if we all had a podcast, it would be the least productive podcast in the history of...
What do we just call it? The least productive podcast.
That's not bad.
It's
That's
actually
actually
a
not bad.
really good podcast name.
If we record it right here, be great.
Sure.
Sure.
Last we told our story, the group was well into their first ever delve into the underground world beneath the city of Ebon Falls. Along with your fellow delver, the mouse folk called Wender, you braved several natural hazards and made several strange discoveries. One such discovery was made in a large underground pool. It was not only home to several glinting moonships under the water's surface, but also to a mysterious tentacled creature responsible for collecting them in that place. You tried to carefully extract these valuable mementos of the moon crash, doing so successfully for a bit, before disturbing the waters a bit too much with Soren's unseen servant, whose name is...
We don't name the help.
We don't name the help.
Too much.
That's fair. Good answer. A fight ensued. Soren, seeing the worst of it, because he refuses to humanize his help, being hoisted above the waters and tossed about the cavern. But as the waters calmed and tensions chilled, all of you were alive and your pockets were filled with new moonships, leaving the unseen creature to slumber in its watery home. Finding a safe place to tend to your wounds, Wender split off from the group, offering you a moonship now and also later. upon his return. You took a rest. It ended, and you traveled up the winding cave, following the markers along your way, and finding yourself atop a ramshackle wooden dock of sorts, sitting upon the side of this crack in the cavern, overlooking the previously unseen world held in the belly of the long way down. Peering across the other side, Soren, the noise of your troubled mind was all but silenced as your eyes focused in on a golden beacon like a sliver of light, with a single word within the cacophony being the only one you could hear. There. This moment gave way to Isabella, uttering the Gloom Broker's name. Gloom Broker, Gloom Broker, Gloom Broker, Gloom Broker, Gloom Broker. Summoning the entity. We begin this session as it floats in front of you. Strange wisps of cloth hanging from its round body, long tapered limbs, several small pinkish glints like speckles of dust that hold a shine flit about it as it says, "You go." Its impossible smile stretching beyond the limits of what you assumed its form would be able to hold, and the wet lens of a strange, never blinking, possibly eye or some other sensory organ beneath the shadow. To which Isabella said, "Yes?" As it turns toward you with its flitting fabrics, almost like shadows themselves, a light fabric. Looks in your direction. You said yes. What did you summon the Gloom Broker for?
Well, Mr. Gloom Broker, there's a little box that we're looking for that has something in it, and we would like to trade you for it.
I have many boxes. Delightful.
This particular box. Oh, hello.
Just 100% of its attention on you. It hovering maybe 20 to 15 feet off this dock, and the long, again, sort of tapered limbs, they seem to have like bends and elbows, but like too many, and come to some sort of taper that's like the limb hidden beneath the black cloth itself. You don't know how big this thing is. Your eyes search for some kind of like defining feature, but all you can see is it cascading around, and you utter words.
This particular box was brought to you recently by some rats, I believe. They've stolen something that was on our property, and I believe they sold it to you.
Possibly. I make many. Transactions. Its teeth again glaring like needles as it. The mouth moving, it almost doesn't seem like it could make the noises that you're hearing out of it.
Isabella is standing there, fascinated and wide-eyed.
Do any of you, did you want to do a roll or something, or are you just like...
No, she's just like,
Okay. It's
smiling. Like,
this is easily, by far, the weirdest thing 3 of you have seen. It's up there, but...
it's kind of like it looks like an amazed kid at a theme park right now.
Just eyes wide. Isaac, what are you doing?
Processing.
Processing as you stand there. And a lot of your understanding is of humanoids, of their bodies, of their capabilities. you don't delve into the realm of like magical understanding much. Though you have knowledge, you have definitely a foundation. You're more into the analytical aspects and the more naturalized forms of it. To you, magic is a form of energy that is dissipating and people are unable to harness it correctly. It's something that doesn't always satisfy, but something about this creature, this entity. You don't know if it's magic. You don't know what's real about it. But it's in front of you. And it seems far more magical than anything you've ever seen, if that's what's causing such a strange creature to exist. Maybe a relic from the time before, when you were not even thought of as an entity. You hear nothing different. You don't get any specific feeling, but it is quite strange, and your mind starts racing with memorizing details and figuring out ways to write the description of this creature. How will you tell the tale of this thing to others that didn't see it? Only the four of you are here, and you're not even supposed to utter the name. How do you talk about this? And you with raw curiosity. Would you like to see my wares?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And you see, as the shadowy form expands around, and the world that you saw uncovered in this cavern, the new biome, the theater of life that you have never witnessed before, is now cast in shadow behind the veils of whatever rags this thing is wearing. And then out of shadow, several floating items around you. You see, from left to right, in a almost strange undulation, a heart the size of your chest, slightly beating still, but floating in space. You see the fluids and like mucus and blood maybe that was attached to this thing is floating around it in a gravityless, some sort of like containment where gravity doesn't involve itself. A pocket of zero gravity that it floats in as its vessel, but seemingly open to the air. In fact, whoever's closest to it can likely smell the iron. You can or you can hear, I guess for you can hear Mistress flaring wherever she's breathing from within you, sniffing at the blood, and you can feel her like if she could salivate, that similar, the blood is right there. You see what looks to be in a similar pocket of gravityless space, a large, maybe like this big around, hunk of like a steak with a bone in the center of it. This pinkish flesh, still wet, but around it, on the sides, thick purple scales. It reminds you of... It reminds you of a dish that you ate out east. Reminds you of a squid, but with a bone driven through it, as if it had some sort of structure inside of it. The sort of way the tentacles are. A section of a tentacle, possibly. In the center, in vials of green, or in a vial of green. Well, there's many of them, I guess, floating around. You see just a normal potion-sized bottle, several of them. One of which seems to be pushed a little bit forward as if part of the salesmanship. And within it, as it sort of floats in space, the green liquid, almost like, remember those things you had at like Spencer's? It was like the fluid that would move back and forth, and it was almost like too viscous, and it looks a lot like that, but within it, two black, slimy and cylindrical, almost conical, like slugs with tentacles and mouths at the bottom. 2 in each bottle. A long decanter resides next to it. Glass and oblong, sort of shaped wide like a bulb at the bottom, and then up into a long fluted top with a glass stopper. And within it, shadow, smoke, some sort of black, undulating vapor. And last, a box of thick glass, intricate locks, and a anemic and tired looking black creature of ooze within it. Not thrashing as it once was, but docile and weakly. Isabella, as you gaze upon this, not only do you recognize the box, of course, as do you, but Mistress whispers into your mind, I don't think she's well, darling.
Doesn't seem to be, no.
These are what I offer you.
Seems that box is probably that of which I spoke earlier.
How much for that one?
I only deal in trade or god flesh.
Well, we have some magical items and, these?
How many do we have again?
We have 9 total, I believe.
We have
9
8,
total.
because one went to.
So 1 off we did. Or, yeah, 8 if we take away Wender's 1.
How many did we need?
One
6.
went to Wender?
Yeah, Wender took 1.
Oh, he took one. He's also paying you. He paid you 1 already, and to keep hush about him leaving for a while, and then he's paying another one upon his return.
So we actually have 9.
So you actually have 1 more in the bank, sort of.
So
You don't
that
have it
one
physically.
more in the bank could go to the contract.
Right. So we can. We have
Also,
So we have
not for
3 to
nothing,
barter with.
Wender is also holding some to pay toward that contract. It's not all on you
Yeah.
guys.
So how many do we have to contribute for our
You have no idea how many Wender has. You just
Okay.
know that he is willing to pay you 1 more, and he probably has others.
So we can spend.
Set aside
5.
3?
I'd
Well,
say 3.
3. I meant 3. Spend 3. We should keep 5 with us
Yeah, sure.
at all times.
We start.
Because
Well,
that at least
enough.
guarantees, even if he has none somehow, then we still have enough with the one
Sure.
he's paying us.
So we have those 3 we could add in this diamond.
I don't think he wants diamonds. He wants
Mm,
magic
yeah,
items.
trade.
Although
Mhm.
diamonds do have magical
Didn't
utility.
you also just
No
this?
gems
The
unless
ectoplasm?
magical.
What about ectoplasm?
Interesting. And you just
Hold it up so I can look at it.
you hold it up, and it's the small little
It's
a
whatever
small
this one
thing of
is.
ectoplasm. Yeah. For the box, 3 god flesh.
sounds fair.
That's why we came here.
You just hand it out like that?
Mhm.
The limb comes out from the side, and you can hear the bones in it go like as it moves forward. It's almost like it has like a snake-like body, and then it just like pulls them off in one smooth motion, like scooping them out of your hand, and like you can't tell if it was fingers or a tentacle or bony. Like it was definitely rigid, no slime or anything, but it was hard to discern that quickly what even touched you. But you hand that over, and with the other, the box.
I will.
It's two people.
Oh yeah, that's true. Cause
The box is held and like pushed sort of like a little cockeyed onto the dock in front of you, and it has the two handles on the side. It would take two people to carry it. You have mechanics for this. It's half speed for two people. Then goes, anything else of interest?
What is all of this?
Yes. From left to right again. Heart of giant. Flesh of hydra. Brain slugs. Black flask. It's a hill giant preserved in some way. It is hydra flesh. If you have any questions about the specific things, you go brain slugs in case you didn't get it, and then just black flask.
What are brain slugs?
Yes, a delicacy here, eaten only by the dead. As an action, you can place one seed, so one slug, in the mouth of a humanoid corpse. At the end of every turn, roll 1d4. On a 4, the corpse becomes under the effect of the Speak with Dead spell. During this time, the corpse gains the statistics of a zombie and acts on your turn. As a bonus action, you can command this corpse to move and attack. If no command is given to it, it simply remains in place. This effect lasts 10 minutes until the zombie hits 0 hit points, and it acts like a zombie, so it'll do the undead thing too. So it has undead fortitude. Or when it's been asked all 5 questions.
How much for that heart?
And by the way, he starts telling you the prices, or it starts telling you the prices. They start telling. It's hard. It seems I'm masculine, so I tend towards he, but it really doesn't have like a signifier.
Gender. What is gender?
It really doesn't. That's 2. You get 2 slugs for 1 chip.
Okay.
What was the other question?
The heart.
The heart is simply a heart of a giant, and
Yeah, but how much?
and there are many uses that you could do 1 chip. Hydra flesh, we'll just go through it. If kept cold
Dude.
or salted,
Like desperately?
if
let's get it.
hold on, if salted or kept cold every day, it grows continuously. So if you eat every day, that'll grow back. He'll give you a chunk. You basically, it's like a sourdough starter. You can eat half a chunk. If you keep it cold or salted, it gives you 1 good food. But if you let it spoil, it'll spoil over the course of like a day if you don't keep it salted or cold. But you can eat both chunks for 2 good. But so if you keep half, it grows
Yeah.
back. But it doesn't keep growing exponentially. It'll just get you have to eat it. So
Would mistress like that? I ask.
it's not living but it is. It is. It's growing. Maybe. She doesn't know, but it sounds possible, viable.
How much for that one?
2 chips. And you see, like out of the robes.
How would I store that heart? Like, if I were to purchase it, how would that work?
You must provide some sort of vessel.
Okay, well, I don't have one.
Or you can just strap it. However, it's as big as your chest, so it will incur half speed. But
I need it.
also, the flask of black fluid, it is explained to you, it's a bottled shadow. It releases a shadow. The monster stat block shadow.
Oh.
So you have no control over
Okay, I was
it.
gonna say just like a wild
But
one.
you could just be like,
Whoop!
and let people deal with that. So,
How much is that?
1 chip.
Just give them all our money.
They're cool. It's cool things.
It's all really cool
Yeah.
shit.
It's hey,
What
that's
kinda-
what the
what kinda-
Gloom Broker is.
Is
Bro,
it
he's-
just like a giant? What kind of giant is it?
What is it?
Hill.
Full giant.
Hill giant?
We need one for sure.
One?
Like, he absolutely needs it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna give you a card for this
Fair enough.
because it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you get it, so it's floated over to you and just set down on the dock, and it's this big slippery heart. You're not gonna be. I'm not gonna fuck you and be like it's gonna go off into the cliff.
Yeah.
But it'll take like a length of rope basically to fasten it.
Done.
Okay, so you're pulling this into like the cavern behind, and you're grabbing the rope, and you are fastening it to yourself.
Yep. That's the only thing I have.
I love this.
Yeah.
So you start fastening and tying this rope, and you're smart enough to handle this. You don't have to roll anything.
So 15 feet of movement then instead of 25.
You
You said half. Half would be 12.5. So
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
really move
I'll
half.
say. It's usually 10, but that feels bad. So I'll say 15.
okay.
And I think it was just your question that I'm thinking of. So.
You already answered it about the
Oh, okay.
shadow. I was also gonna ask him about see if I could ask him about this.
And also, takes trade will give moon chips or items if you guys have anything that you want to trade. By the way, one of you has those perpetually muddy boots as well.
I do, yeah.
You don't know what they do.
Right.
Do you guys have a way to figure things out like that?
Don't have identified.
I could learn it if we invest the money in a scroll. But yeah, at the moment, no.
I want to keep those though. I would like to keep.
All I have is my neat little crocodile boy with a candle that changes colors.
If it is a curious thing, it is probably interested in some form of trade. Yeah. So if you want brain slugs, black fluid, those are the two things. Wait. Yeah. You have Hydra flesh as well. Hydra flesh, brain slugs,
How much-
black,
okay.
and the black shadow flask.
I also have this myconid malt too. The thing that gets you.
Small
telepathy.
question: how large is the Hydra flesh? Like how big?
It's a big piece, but being told it's going to be a chunk.
So
Like,
is
it's
it
gonna be
only
like a small-
one person?
It's going to be the
serving?
size of one food.
Okay.
You'll have a chip.
And you can only cut off one chunk per day.
You can eat 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want. It's worth 2, but obviously if you eat it, it won't be able to regrow. So if you leave half every day, it regrows. If you keep it salty, you just have to sprinkle salt on
Yeah.
it.
So it's enough
Or-
for one person to perpetually eat every day if you only eat half of it for one food.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically Hydra sashimi. And it's rad. Yeah, and then there's the brain slugs that do zombies and also speak with the dead, so kind of fun.
Do
And that's
they-
2 for 1.
Do they have any interest in the ectoplasm or the mycotid malt, like as a trade for anything?
Are you offering both?
Yes.
Okay.
If needed. I want just to see like what it would be.
So
up to.
the. Do you remember what the ectoplasm does before we trade anything? Just so we say it out loud.
If you drink the full thing,
Mhm.
you become like they don't know what happens. But if you drink some of it, it's like invisibility or something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just curious what like the
That
exchange rate.
2 chips.
Okay.
The mycotid malt, what it does.
Is I wrote down it makes you drunk, but it also gives you telepathy for 1d4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also 2.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything? Yours. Your
Is that any?
Crocodile.
Croc-
Light?
Crocodile light?
This is the stuff from the mushrooms. I assume he can just get that because it's.
Oh yeah.
what stuff is it?
It's the anti-magic stuff that
Yeah,
comes out
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
mushrooms. Yeah.
It's just slime.
I don't have any.
That and the anti-magic slime, since it's already harvested, 1 chip together.
And what?
And the crocodile lamp.
Crocodile lamp and the
Keep the
anti-magic.
crocodile lamp. That thing's fucking awesome.
I love
You
it.
can do
I
that.
kind of don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
If we did trade the ectoplasm, you might not have
Your
to worry
ring?
about Mistress.
I want to keep the ring.
1. But
No, not worth it.
Curious. Boots? I'm just curious. I don't know what they do.
yeah. Two. Doesn't tell you what they do. Just says 2.
Yeah, I'm sitting on 6 moon chips worth of stuff in the bank, boy.
Yeah.
Only to the Gloom Broker. So
yeah.
we love a special shopkeeper
The Hydra is
with specific
2.
currency.
The Hydra is
Microtransactions.
The Hydra was 2.
the store
the
shop.
ones are all 1.
For the Hydra.
This is like glamour items, guys.
This is the premium currency. They give you a little bit to get hooked in, and you gotta keep buying it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to give both of these up, honestly. I don't really want either of these. So, Hydra meat and 2 moon chips. That sounds good. Yes.
Hydra meat for 2 moon chips?
Well, no, I'm giving both.
Wait.
The
That you
ectoplasm was
refund
2,
2 moon chips.
and then I just
So he's
get 2
trading
moon
in
chips
4
back.
chips worth.
Yeah.
Oh, so
to
you
get the
want
Hydra meat plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
plus 2 brain slugs?
Moon chips.
No.
No,
moon
just moon chips back.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So there's Ecto and the mycotid malt, and then 2 moon chips and the Hydra meat. For
Do
Okay.
you want to get
So,
the shadow thing?
so Hydra meat
Well, now we have enough to trade back in.
is
I believe we effectively have 7
white,
now.
right?
Mhm.
Wait.
Plus they pay for extra, so
Yeah.
can't hurt.
The shadow thing was 1.
I believe so.
I kind of,
The shadow thing was
I
1?
want it.
You want
Fair
it?
enough.
That's
Green. This is a green. So you can mark this however you want. You can do anything you want with this chip, but this is your Hydra meat.
Hell yeah.
This is the size it is.
Give me that shadow.
Okay, so that shadow is
Do I get an item?
just you can write shadow flask. It releases a shadow. Yes, you get an item card for it.
Oh, that's a shitty marker.
Did I give you a placeholder item card for the muddy boots?
Nope. Wait,
I think I just gave you a blank
Yep.
one, right?
blank one.
Just 2 weeks ago, but I
Yeah.
thought that's what I did. Okay. You almost swapped them out for everything. We have the brain slugs. I cannot believe you guys don't want brain slugs, but go ahead.
I do, but we need the moon chips.
I kind of want the brain slugs, but I've already.
Because we're at 6 now.
Were you gonna
right?
say anything? I feel like
I wanted to ask him.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be forthcoming with any information.
Okay, so
when he
you
has it, but I gotta try.
you walk forward, and you make as everyone else sort of like deals with their cool stuff and are taking it in.
Shaking the shadow around.
This is sort of odd. I know this is transactional in nature. Oh, hello. But you seem to be very informed about all of these magical items. my sister long ago found this down here, and I was wondering if you had ever seen anything like it before.
50 moon chips.
What?
Are you saying that's worth 50 moon chips?
Yes.
50.
What does it do? So far it only points north.
It just smiles.
Well, that's
Deal?
probably important.
It's probably
I
worth
cannot.
more than that with how
it is
quickly.
my sister died for whatever this is. It is involved. I cannot give it up.
Worth several deaths. A good price.
I cannot give it. You could offer me 100 and it would not be enough. I cannot give it up unless I know what it is and why my sister died for it.
Not worth 100.
No?
Nothing is worth. Moon chips.
For what?
That's the chips for you.
I think it was me, darling.
She's not for sale? We're kind of together.
40.
No. I do appreciate that apparently I'm that valuable, though.
Not as valuable.
I cannot sell something I do not understand what it is. It is clearly valuable to you for some reason.
Maybe if you told her what it did, she might be willing to part with it.
It would be more likely.
Okay. You can roll a persuasion check. You roll good. What is it?
Wait. 22?
One.
For information. That's fair.
We're still down here. I will find us another one if we need to. I need this.
It's worth it. We'll figure it out.
My cup runneth over. It sort of like juggles the one between its weird sort of appendage, and it disappears into its form. The other things go away, and the form recedes from the shadow, sort of covering and still large, but less encompassing as the wares are put away. You want to know what it is?
Yes, I need to know.
Let me give you accurate information. Let me see how. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
It is a black Paragon.
I believe
You can roll a history check.
Whoa! Whoa! The thing. Anyone
The
from
thing, the
first
thing,
campaign
the thing.
knows.
12.
I got a 15.
That's
18? You?
history.
Are you proficient in history?
16.
History and Arcana. Yeah.
16? Proficient in history as well?
Mhm.
You got a 12?
Yeah.
You know the vague understanding of the word paragon
Right.
only because of the role they played in the moon crash. Your understandings are much better. You know that you know them as something expensive and important, basically. You know the paragons as large, perfectly cut magical diamonds, basically, like spell components that were like very one of a kind, and usually large. Like, to your understanding, you've never seen one, but you know, a decent sized. Like, you had 2 hands to carry, perfectly cut, clear, magical diamond that would amplify spells, and you assume at this point in the age of like less magic that they've either taken a back seat or have been kept at bay because throughout history in this world there have been bad things that have occurred due to the amplification of magic. You don't know what... This is a small black sphere. You don't know what that means. Anything different. You don't know if... You know,
So we
that's what a
understand-
paragon would normally be.
We understand the functionality of them.
Of a normal paragon, this is a black
Yeah.
paragon. You don't even know if that means they're the same thing, but it's certainly ominous.
Well, I can see why you want so much for it. I need to hold on to it. I will consider if I get further on understanding exactly why my sister had it in her possession, and perhaps to fund her further. But for now, I will hold on to it. Thank you for the information.
Of course. Is our time here done?
I believe it is.
What would you like? What's left of my stock?
I think I'm alright.
Good.
Just leaves.
Goodbye.
That went pretty well, I think.
I don't know why everyone acts like he's so horrible. That was
It's very
perfectly
professional.
reasonable.
He's like
Well-
a scary
Well,
monster man.
If you judge
to
by
be fair, we
Scary?
followed the rules and we had stuff to trade.
Yeah.
It's not like we
I don't
just
think he
called
was very
randomly.
scary at all.
Don't call randomly.
Yeah, we didn't do that. We followed the rules. That's why it was probably nice and easy.
He offered me 7,500 gold worth of moon chips.
Yes, I think we should probably keep that very secure.
Do you mind if I look at that?
Are you still standing on the dock part?
I'll walk back in.
I have to look at something really quick. Oh god, I have too many characters with spells now.
We're just gonna
Oh,
cast
no.
a spell through
Oh
it.
no.
No!
You don't know what's
Oh,
going
God.
on.
What are you trying to do?
Just
I'm
kill
going
us
to
all.
try to I'm gonna try to cast Mage Armor again since I can do that at will. Like, but
Okay.
going through the
Oh.
like
You're gonna. Are you sure?
Just for the record, I've done this. This is a dangerous game you're playing.
So you're on
I've
the
been
dock,
there.
overlooking.
And that was
No,
with
I
the
walked
normal
back
one.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walked back in.
Which was
So-
Sapball,
so-
Life
so
Force,
you're-
and Killer.
And us, probably.
Or I could just do a cantrip. Let's just do cause fear.
Oh God! Do you not remember? Whatever.
Okay, so you want to put cause fear into it?
Yeah.
What do I have to roll?
Wait, isn't that's still a spell?
Yeah.
First level.
Oh, okay. I thought. Well, I heard you mumble. I heard
Wait,
you say
is
I want
that
to
not
do
a
it.
cantrip?
No,
You
it's
said-
first
Oh,
level.
that's first level.
I heard you say I want to do a cantrip.
Oh wait, no, that's true. For some reason I thought that was a cantrip. That's a first level. I'm dumb.
Do you want to do a cantrip or do you want to do cause fear?
Infestation reveal. I don't want
Drown in bugs.
Something
Yeah.
benign.
to. But prestidigitation.
The benign stuff is bad
What-
too.
wait, what
Remember
other
when you
stuff can I do?
genocided a city with
You can do
sending?
tons
I
of shit
didn't.
with
They are. I
prestidigitation.
think they're alive.
Prestidigitation is simply not just a cleaning.
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
It does a ton of
You can do
stuff.
sensory. Okay. How about let's try prestidigitation into it, and I'm going to try to conjure like some like little sparkly lights or something, like fireflies.
Little sparkly fireflies.
Yeah, like little lights.
Okay. And like, show me how you're doing this.
She's gonna hold the orb.
Just like this.
Yeah, and then think about casting the spell, but like through this.
Okay. And when you're doing that, what is everybody else doing?
Oh God.
Do I know you're trying to cast a spell through this? Like, can
That's
Ink
what-
see?
I mean, she's holding it and doing something weird.
Do we need to do this? I do not
No, we
think
should
this
not
is a
do
good
this.
idea. I do. That is.
She's just ignoring everyone.
I do not.
And then you just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you? So you were both trying to be like, and what were you doing? Yep. Okay. So you just.
I know I can't stop it.
You've been listening to this and just thinking to yourself, like, as you're tying the heart and finishing the last knots to get this secure, you tie this up and you're just thinking to yourself, there's no way they're going to stop her. Yep. And so you sort of flip it on and you like, it's snug and you tighten it around your chest a little bit. It's got like a tie right here to keep it nice and secure. It sits on your bag and you sort of go like, ooh, that feels nice, good and snug. And then you hear, as she goes, and casts a little spell. And so the spell you cast just makes little fireflies.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
I need both of you to roll perception checks, as I need just to see if you see the process here. Because you're busy doing the cantrip, you're not looking.
17.
19.
17, 19. Okay, so you're both 100% invested in what the hell's happening here, obviously. And so you're like looking in her hands, and you can see this little like little pulse of energy. No fireflies around you. And you see inside there just, and then it goes away. Like they lived for a moment within it, and then were snuffed out.
Well, that is not what I expected to happen. I'm going to be honest.
Isaac goes, what?
Seems
Did it
like
absorb
the
the spell?
exact opposite of what a paragon should do, right?
Well, why would that be valuable, though? A paragon is valuable because it allows you to my understanding, make spells more. Why would someone pay large money to have their spells not be effective?
and try to make fireflies.
What color are they?
Blue, like the ones we saw.
Beautiful blue fireflies in the small space around you, and it's sort of surreal as you see them like glint off of the orb itself, and you see the arrow or the little sliver of light within it that points in that direction, still pointing in the direction you assumed, especially relative to the crack now, as you can see, like if it goes to the right, that's north, and a strangely beautiful scene for a moment as they go away over the next few seconds.
Well, it didn't stop me from doing it again. Didn't take it.
Do you have anything that is a spellcasty but innocuous?
I have prestidigitation. I can. No, that's about it.
Do something that's like a little more like.
Oh well.
Are you saying I have permission now?
Don't aim it at any of us, but maybe something that like does a thing. Like, can you
Gonna
shoot
walk
the
back
thing
to the
at
ca-
someone? Like,
Where I was.
Okay.
could
You
try
walk
my
back
armor
and you
spell.
sort of sit there and observe, and with your.
Big ass hill giant heart on my chest.
Where are you in this? Right up.
Still here.
Right up with. And you're. If you want to now, when this happens, you can make different kinds of rolls. Or you can try to do something to affect this. If you have any ideas, you can interact with this in some way, let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to cast Cause Fear then.
Cause fear right into it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a verbal somatic material, or verbal?
Verbal only.
Verbal, okay. And so the way you cause fear is usually like her mouth comes out and screams or
Yeah.
something? How do you want to do it in this?
Oh God.
Just wanna
Yeah. Basically, while it's in my
You
hand, and just
scream
like
into it,
let
okay.
Mistress.
Okay, let her visage sort of magically. And you cast it on the Black Paragon.
Mhm.
Okay. And while this happens, does anyone want to do anything?
I'm just watching.
It's watching.
Okay. Mistress. And just the teeth gnash and your eyes go wild, and the spell, the magical fear that she gives off with her visage. And you can almost see like this, like it interacts with some sort of undulating, invisible something as it, and then it's gone into that. That is a spell slot.
Yep.
So it seems to absorb the brunt of spells for some reason that you cast into it.
If it's targeted, yeah.
Sure.
You don't know if you could stand in a fireball and suck it up, but you could try.
Is it absorbing them and keeping them, or is it destroying them, or it's got to go somewhere, right?
It doesn't feel like there's any like attunement to this thing, does there?
No.
It's just an object.
The only connection you feel is an emotional one.
Yeah.
And I guess a curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could try to go to where it points, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe it's so far north that
It's most likely, yeah.
it's just always north.
Well, I know more than I did an hour ago, so that is good.
We just need to find another moon chip.
Yes.
Hopefully, our friend brings one back for us.
Mistress, would you like to try this Hydra now? I'm sure you're pretty hungry.
You just
yes.
didn't you just eat the? Remember when we got in the fight? A part came off and Mistress ate.
Tentacle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yes, but I've used a bit of energy. Certainly. And you hold out the piece of Hydra, and you have to like cut it off or have her
Chomp.
understand. And
only
so,
half.
She goes, and then basically you have like the flesh, like a fatty piece of flesh, like the hide itself, and then like the pink sort of meat, and it's sort of like in this hunk. And you, she rips it off. It looks literally like someone's eating a piece of like sushi, and she rips out roughly half. And do you have salt or anything to keep this cold for a while?
Shit.
This just has to be done by the end of the day to stay good. So
No salt yet, but we should get fuck out of here.
Yeah, we
It's
should-
chilly in here.
We
Yeah.
should get the fuck out of here.
I think
told
we're
you I have
on our
hard
way
straps on my
out.
chest.
We gotta wait for the guy.
How much longer is he?
You don't know.
How about we make our way up to the exit?
I thought we were supposed to meet back at
He
the
said to wait
campsite we
here.
had made.
Yes. Well, we could go back and wait.
He said he would be back soonish.
Alright, well, we'll go wait at the campsite and rest a bit.
She takes a bite of it. You hear crunching it, and sort of like sometimes when you eat a new thing and you sort of just like really go like, do I like this? There's a bit of deliberation. It'll do, darling.
Good. Now we won't have to worry about it so
Not every day, please, but
I know. I know.
but often.
It'll do when we can't find anything else.
Okay. Fun. And yeah, you have your card for that, or you have
Uh,
you have the thing
I
for
have
that.
a
You have the
shadow
card
flask.
for the shadow flask. It's so cool. And
I just want to eat that into a crowd of people
and
so
then you
bad.
just have the heart. Okay. So yes, just for now, you're 15 feet until you figure out a way to place to put it. Okay. So you handed the Black Paragon back. You sort of put it away, I think.
Yeah, I put it back in the bag.
Okay. And you're just heading back to the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make your way back. All of you feeling the strangeness of the moment sort of like fizzle out, and that heightened sense of awareness sort of being able to dull a little bit as your fight or flight isn't going "Ah!" and your heart rates drop a bit. The excitement of your many strange procurements still lingers, but you settle into it. You make your way back to the small camp. Nothing permanent, just a little ridge up on the side of this cavern that will give you some space. Do you guys want to set up a rest area for a while?
Take a
Yeah, I
little
was
short
gonna
resty.
put on those boots as
Yeah.
well.
Get my spell slots back.
Oh, well, the ones you used.
Get my spell slots back. Okay, we'll change the tune since you're
I'm
not
a
in
warlock. I
immediate
have
danger.
to advocate for every short rest we could possibly take. That is just the way.
I would simply not use my spell slots on the death orb.
We've learned a little bit.
No, I want this one.
We'll never learn if you don't try.
Sorry, I was fussing with the this to get the correct tone. What did I miss? Anything?
I'm gonna put those boots on.
That's what you said. That's
Yep.
what's bothering me. Okay. So you grab these gloppy boots that have been hanging off your bag, and they just like as you pull them along, like literally mud just drops, and you notice you've been glopping these little like almost like cow pies of gloop every once in a while, just as it. And now added to that is this giant sort of like the seeping like mucusy like. You guys chose this life.
True.
And you slide your feet into them. Do you wear socks in this endeavor? They're fucked. So you
Yeah,
put those socks
of
on and into the mud, and you tighten it, and your feet like settle into this squinchy, and then you do that with the other one, and you sit there for a moment, and the boots and the mud inside them start to like really conform to your feet over the course of time. And you can tell if you sit here and like let them sort of do their work, you're starting to get like, in a weird way, these are the best pairs of shoes you've ever worn. Like from a comfort perspective, as you set your dress shoes and sort of like realize that they're sort of fucked up, but they're still maybe, you know, they're salvageable. You can clean these up, and you sort of stow those on your stuff. So you're setting around. So are we making like a camp? That's what I asked, but I didn't know what the answer was because I was trying to fuck with this. Because you don't
I
know
mean,
when,
we're
when
about-
you don't know when.
yeah, we
Wender's
might
coming
have to
back.
pack up
No.
and go. So no. Not
Okay, so we're setting up like basically a seating area,
Yeah,
and then
just
like
like a
your
little-
packs, like a quick get up and go situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're tuning to those, is there anyone else that wants to do anything, or you just want to hang out and talk for a second and
I'm
plan
swirling
what's
my
happening
little
next?
shadow in a bottle.
As you do,
looking at
it like as you go like this, basically the shadow stays here, and then the bottle. Oh, we're haunted. As the bottle is from the shadow, as the bottle moves, it seems to move the shadow. So it's almost like if you were to hold the bottle here, and then the bottle disappeared, the shadow would just stay there until you move it, and then it seems to be independent of the bottle.
Interesting.
As it, yeah. So it's not like a fluid inside
Yeah,
of it.
so I'm just like fascinated by
Yeah.
that.
Is
Here
this
you
heart
go.
beating on my chest still?
It's like twitching, but not like
Yeah.
pumping, but it seems that there's some sort of like there's enough vitality left in this super strong heart that even after it's definitely dead, it's maintaining like viability. It's a strong heart. It'll last for a few days, probably, if you keep it in a chill.
That's what I figured. Okay.
Yeah, under the hot sun would be good in a few hours.
Yeah,
but
of course.
yeah,
I don't think I ate yet today, so I'm gonna use a
Okay.
ration.
yeah. As you do
Oh,
that,
that's a good call.
This is where I saw that point of gold, right?
no, you saw it on the dock overlooking
Oh.
the expanse. You can walk back over there.
Yeah, I might have to.
It just that sort of like shitty wooden dock. You looked across the what is called the crossing, and it was off to the right and then down because you're quite a ways up from the base, and it was almost like a vertical crack within the crack, if that makes sense. And it was like thin. It almost looked like you'd have to like squeeze in sideways to even walk in if you were down there. But it was gleaming these rays of like gold. It wasn't like light. It was like almost like if you the halo around lights when you're not fully focused on
Right.
them.
I'm gonna head down there and just like get as close to it as I can.
Okay. You walk down there. You both see Soren get up and leave. And you know that there's not much to do. I mean, there's a couple tributaries that go off, or whatever you call cave systems. But there's a couple of those. But you know the way. So you watch that as Isaac sits back in his muddy shoes, sort of like you can see them like. Just mud, and you could see it's like collecting, but not like too much. It seems like at
I've
some
found
point,
the one thing Isabella's not a fan of.
at some point, because you spend a little bit of time just sitting here, at some point, the mud sort of just like stops spreading. Seems there's some sort of limitation. It's not just going to fill the world with mud if you just leave them there, but fascinating. Your mind's mostly on all that other shit, but as you walk, it would be quiet for anybody else. If you take the solitary steps within the cavern, just the heels of your boots. And you make your way to the dock, and you oversee the vast life that's down here. Again, forests of these large mushroom caps and strange crevices, pools of acid, trash, refuse. You can see life, whatever gloomy life that lives here at least. Thriving in some ways. It seems very active. You hear lots of faraway noises, and it's not long before, as are you standing? Are you sitting? Are you?
I'll stand.
As you stand and sort of like think about looking in that direction, you not long before you hear what is likely someone's demise or something's demise far off to the left, far beyond what you can see. The ecosystem of this place in its uncaring savagery. What do you do?
I'm gonna turn towards that point again and see if I hear the singular voice.
So you, again, fight the noises, and you're getting a little tired at this point, and that's as you start to lose stamina for the day, the voices rise. You look over. And you look into the gold gleam. And you want to like focus on that for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You focus. And for a bit, you just watch the gleam of gold shattered on this craggy black backdrop. And it looks pretty. You don't often see pretty things when it's something you're seeing that other people aren't. It's usually horrible things. Things that keep you up at night. Things that you chase away with substances that you don't even really enjoy taking. And it's almost like the world gets snuffed out. And you're plunged into the choking, thick soup of this place's utter lightlessness. You wallow in the womb of the world, your eyes rendered to nothing more than wet, useless sacks bulging from your face. You become heavy-chested, suddenly aware of the deep, sickly, sucking sounds your lungs make as they gulp at the black air. You almost feel grateful that the whispers help drown the sounds out until their agonizing incoherence gags your mind, its terrible, dark sickness washing over your consciousness like the warmth of good vodka, stoking coals within you. The sky rumbles above you as a flash of swirling, vengeful flame prints its white haze over your vision. The heat, you'll find out later, taking portions of your eyebrows along with the entire platoon it was aimed at. Your feet lose the ground and the world shifts violently as the fireball expires. You can smell the cooking flesh of the men you spent the night playing cards with. As the wetness of the muddy trench floor soaks into your back, you think of your mother, your home, lying in the grass, looking up at the stars that now shine in the night sky. But most of all, you remember the smell of roasting pork. It smells like your friends. And your mouth begins to water against your will. Soren. You've gained an obsession.
What is this?
This is a fun session.
What is this?
Roll a 1.
Okay.
What's going on?
Soren, you. That's perfectly timed. Fucking good job. Your eyes open after you've relived this moment. The smell of flesh leaving your senses. You're back on the wet, damp dock overlooking this space. And you see above you on the exterior of the crack that's behind you now, like a wall that goes up past the gloom, foggy canopy. And you see some sort of creature. Almost like a bat without wings, hooked to the wall and chewing on something red and wet. Looking at you, but not really caring. Like literally like a bat without wings, but about the size of like a small dog. Its dumb face, its eyes bulging out.
Is this because you watched a fucking bat eating a banana video?
It's not because of that. You sit there, you look at it. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and just quietly get back to my feet.
Get back to your feet as it just side eyes you. Like a squirrel. Then you sort of shift up, it goes, and it drops whatever food is, and it goes like next to you, and it goes, and it goes away into the gloom cloud.
Oh, okay, good.
You look down and sort of landed a little bit on your shoe, and it looks like some sort of berry or something.
Just kind of kick it off my shoe.
Down into the crack. And your eyes scan over, and that golden seam seems a little bit wider. And you almost feel like maybe your friends are in there. Maybe you can save them. Maybe the dream you just had can be undone. No, you can't undo. But what would it matter if you didn't really change it, but experienced it? You tug at the necklace around you, the medallion. And you fantasize about saving them with powers you don't yet have, but maybe if you did get them. You find yourself tucking it under your shirt and returning. What the rest of you been doing? It's been enough time for you to attune
I'm sitting in front of
to the Mudwalkers.
Oh no. I'm sitting in front of the glass box with the other symbiote in it and gently tapping.
As you tap at the glass box with the other symbiote within it, and it does back to you, but again, very anemic. It's not very energetic. It clearly wants out.
Mistress.
Yes, darling. And it almost seems like you interrupted her from a nap. And she's sort of like, yeah. Those are cool, right?
Those are really cool. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting that you picked those up because of your mobility issues.
Yeah. And then I read that and there I'm like, oh.
I think that's fascinating.
I like
I didn't
that.
expect that. I didn't know what you guys would do. So it's pretty cool.
What do they do?
You can read it out loud if you want, real quick, while she's
so-
tapping at the glass. And
I
About to say
ignore
something.
difficult terrain created by marshes or mud.
Okay.
And then 3 times a day I can do a mudslide. So I can spend a bonus action to slide 20 feet in one direction. The area through which you move is coated in a thick, slippery mud as if affected by the grease spell. Then it has a little save, and then it lasts for a minute, and then the boots are always muddy no matter what.
It's
Can't
actually
clean 'em.
great.
Can't clean it.
It's
As
kind of
much
this
as I
like
hate the
it's like a
dirty-
really interesting semi-crowd control mobility item, and it was too cool not to give you guys,
It's so cool.
We just have to get some.
or at
bread
least an
bags
opportunity
put
to
over
give you
them.
guys. You didn't have to take them, but I figured you might.
Yeah.
Shoes off at the door.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd sell them before you attune to them because they're muddy fucking shit, but I'm glad you did.
Me too.
So you tap at the glass and you rouse Mistress from what seems to have been like a mini nap.
How do you feel any sort of way about this other one?
Oh, should I?
I'm not sure.
Oh, did I do something wrong?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, good. No, I
I
have no
just-
opinions or cares.
Oh.
I was. Well, you were interested. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just very curious still.
Interesting.
Since you're like the same thing, right? And there's not many of you.
I mean, I suppose, but. Oh. I mean, we're not the same.
Are you trying to say you're better?
Yes.
I mean, objectively, right now, yes. Absolutely.
Not subjectively, dear.
What do you mean?
That's fascinating. Maybe I shall have a conversation with the flavorful one.
Flavorful
Well,
one?
I assume she's flavorful. She looks like flavorful things that I like to eat.
Oh,
I forget her name.
Ink?
Ah, yes.
I hear that. What?
nothing.
Well, darling, you don't. I like things. Do you like things? What is your favorite thing? Because I could tell you my favorite thing. That feeling when, like, the little bones, like, pop. Like, not the noise, but like the feeling.
Is it like a snap?
No, it's like a pop. It's like a. It's very. It's. If we ever run across something similar, I'll let you know.
I mean, I like
Oh,
my...
it's so satisfying. That's why I like them live and bone in.
I can't say I understand the feeling.
Oh, but it just delights me. I don't know. I don't understand it. I just do it. You don't ever just something. I think we should go. Yes.
Not really. I mostly just see something curious that interests me, and I want to know more about it.
Eris. I can't quite explain, but I have this for you. Just a. Not sure what it is, but it doesn't make me hungry.
But it makes you excited, like when you're not hungry, like when you're eating?
Oh. It's sort of like a pop. It's very satisfying. We'll learn words better together. But right now, what we need to do is figure out what the old girl is about.
maybe we should bring this ourselves back to host, and maybe the Reverend could tell us something that we don't know.
I don't like how he smells.
But he might be like one of you.
He's not one of me.
For some reason, he wanted one of you.
Well, I don't really know what I am. But I feel who I am. And I'm mistress. Your mistress.
Yes.
You don't feel that? Little pup. Soren wanders back into camp. And what do you do as you walk back in? Just sit down?
I'm probably gonna sit down and just immediately pull out one of my notebooks and start writing.
Okay. Sort of almost like lightly rocking and just writing pretty wordlessly. He's a little like that. It's not super.
How long was he gone?
Long enough to attune to that, so probably all told like 40-ish minutes because you were around for a little bit before.
I'm really curious when he comes back. I'm just gonna stare at him.
You don't feel that. You don't care.
I'm gonna
I'm
ask.
just being very observant.
Are you doing okay, Soren?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
All right, just making sure.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank
You were gone for a very long time.
I went to investigate that spot that I'd mentioned.
Still making
the-
things quiet in the head.
For the most part.
That feels like an
Insight.
important
Insight.
obfuscation.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Fucking rolled up of a decent roll.
Were you trying to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a 2.
Nat 20. So
Well,
23.
9.
9. Okay, so I mean, relay what?
Well, after a moment, it just gave me a vision, a part of my past. It was kind of noisy.
Interesting. This vision, pleasant or not so pleasant?
Is it a vision or a flashback?
Oh, what's the difference to you?
Well, one usually means the future, and the other one means the past.
Well, it was the one that means the past. Not very pleasant, but that's okay.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure we will be back if you would like to investigate the Gleam further.
Yeah, I'd like to get closer still.
And if you need anything, we are here. Go team.
Sure.
I am not good with the interpersonal, but I am here for you, friend.
Well, you're not the worst.
Okay, so time goes by down here. Another hour. And 2. You're definitely getting bored. You have been bored. You kind of get your thoughts out. Close the book for a moment. I feel like you'd just be writing for the sake of it at the right this second. Anything you guys want to do to pass the time?
I'm just examining my heart.
Okay.
That sounds deeper than it is.
Roll a medicine
Yeah.
check.
I got a 17.
17, okay. As you sort of poke around, it's got big, strong valves. You definitely could feed this to Mistress after you're done with it. You feel as though you could definitely use this for your means and harness it. But there are other applications. You just have to have another one if you didn't want to use it on one thing. This'll do. You're excited.
Mm-hmm.
This is like perfect. It's actually a better specimen than you probably could have gotten a harder way.
Oh, yeah.
So
why do you need the giant heart? I know you're doing research, but like, what are you doing with it? You're like poking it and seeing if it reacts? I don't know how science works.
Isaac, you sit down here and you realize that for the first time in a long time, you're 100% positive. Only the four of you can hear what you're saying right now. So, if there's any extra information you want to
you
get.
ever want to just give us little secrets
You fucking wish.
about who you are? Anyone else?
I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I know it probably will work. That I'm excited. My research.
I understand. I feel as though
Yes.
we've talked in circles about
How about
this
this?
a little bit.
Let's have a rollie for one question. Okay? Just a rollie.
Okay.
All right, and you get to ask one question. So
Persuasion or
no, just a rollie. Just a flat rollie.
Okay. I
Flat
grabbed my
rollies.
D4 just in case.
No flat rollies. Just luck.
16?
8.
Damn. Anybody else?
18.
Hey. Do I have to roll again?
That's a rollie.
Okay. Okay, don't do that. 5, so that's one question.
One question.
Ink, what did you want to ask?
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I understand you are collecting different magical monster parts or just monster parts in general. What is the end goal of your research? Like, if you had an abstract and you were like, this is the point of my research, what
Like the elevator pitch?
Yes, if I am trying to give, if you need a grant, if you are looking for a grant proposal, what is your headline
We have
to pitch to
literally
me?
We literally had that
Done
already.
that before.
Yes.
So,
I would say that it is a serum to help repair the human body while also surpassing its limits.
So this is going to like make you like, so you have like giant heart. Is it going to make you like, oh, strong like giant?
That's the plan, yes. Find out though.
You doing this for
Yes.
interesting. Okay, I kind of thought it might be
Yeah,
down that
it's-
avenue, but I was not
It's
positive.
like a repair and kind of like, because obviously, well, when you're like this, the body can't repair itself.
Right.
But I figured if I could make something that does, which is why I got the troll hand, because it regenerates.
How much regeneration are we talking about? Like, I understand you have gooey parts in you, the non-mistress parts, like your brain. Could it regenerate like that much body, or just like leg?
I don't know yet.
Interesting.
Hopefully, just the leg. But if more happens, it'd be very interesting to see how that would turn out.
Let's just say there are many options ahead.
There are many options ahead.
I don't know if it's been obvious, but he has been experimenting on himself for a while.
How has
To-
that been going?
Well, I don't have everything I need yet, so it's been on hold.
Are you just going to start injecting yourself with like hormones from various creatures?
Do you want me to do it on random people instead?
No, I'm just.
Alright,
Are
then.
you going to wake up in the middle of the night with a hunger for flesh? Because I feel like one we can handle. Two, I feel like I think might be will be outnumbered, or at least even. You know? No, 3. 1, 2, 3. The 2, we will die.
Don't know yet.
And I'm pretty sure she's coming for me first.
Oh, absolutely. Happens. I haven't gotten to try the full serum yet, so I don't know what will happen. It was taken before I could craft it.
So, what is his name, asshole, who is dead now?
Atticus?
Atticus Kane. He stole this from you?
Yeah, he stole all of our research.
That sucks.
It does. That's why we ran away.
But now he is dead. But he has access to regenerative formula, or at least research notes. How far
Well,
along in the research were you when...
I mean, it was almost completed, but it's not meant to bring someone back from the dead. That wouldn't be possible.
I am surprised that Atticus Kane, of all people, wouldn't have found some sort of research to extend his life.
Extending lives are tricky. Especially with no magic.
Well, mine was extended.
Right. But it was still very tricky. And if you're not prepared for it, then there's no way to really do it.
I don't know if I think he's actually dead.
It's hard to believe. Could be a fake, could not be.
Well, how much more do you need for your research? I understand your troll hand and now the heart.
Right. 2 more things I need.
Okay.
What are those?
Well,
His face.
I mean, maybe we could be on the lookout.
that's true. Well, the one that we can definitely be on the lookout for is I need something from a crocodile. Some hormones.
Just like a normal crocodile, not like giant monster crocodile.
Just some kind of
Tap,
crocodilian
tap,
hormone.
Tap, 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 tap,
Like,
tap.
like our friend did mention there were crocodile people down here. Wouldn't hurt.
It probably hurt the crocodile person.
Yeah, but they're bad people.
What's the
What does that
other-
mean? They might just be trying to live their life. They are doing the best they can.
They also kill a bunch of rat folk just for fun, it seems like.
In fairness, you've met rat folk. They are.
Is it for
But-
fun or do they eat them?
Doesn't mean I want to constantly kill them.
But you will kill alligator person to get your hormone.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I mean, are they alligator people or are they just like big crocodiles? I'm not really sure. I've never seen one.
I think we should maybe employ an ethicist to the group. I feel like we are doing a bad job.
Yeah.
I feel like the half the table's doing average, which just means the average of the team is below.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so crocodile hormone. What's the other thing?
I haven't figured it out yet.
So some X factor that you need to figure
Yes.
out. Interesting.
I just like her calling it an X factor so much.
That just extra piece of information.
Have you tried goat?
What would that provide me with?
I do not know.
No, I haven't.
But
tried.
goats are easy to find. I am saying it would be easy to test.
What about the
Goats are
hand wrap?
sturdy.
It's regenerative.
Yes, but I already have a troll hand. That regenerates as well.
If one is enough.
This should be enough.
I mean, you think about it, and you could use either.
I mean, I really could use either or, but I guess we'll see.
You don't know if that would have any differences, but if they both grow back, that's the property you're trying to extract.
And what do you get from the crocodile hormone?
Fuck, I forgot.
There's the resilience of the
Yeah, the
crocodile's like existence for so long in such a form that
He becomes Killer Croc.
maybe.
Like the one from Suicide Squad
Yeah.
that wants like BET in a cell room.
King
That's
Shark.
a thing that someone wrote.
He wants BET.
Remember in the bad Suicide Squad
I
movie?
don't remember any of the bad
I
Suicide
don't
Squad
remember
movies.
any of that.
It's terrible.
BET, huh?
Yeah,
Did a white person write that?
I think
Probably.
so.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Isn't that the one that was
100%.
produced by
BET.
Mnuchin?
I have no idea.
Secretary of the Treasury?
I have
I'm
no
pretty
idea.
sure he produced that.
He was a producer on
I'm
Suicide
pretty sure
Squad?
he was a producer on Suicide
course he
Squad.
Oh god.
Cal Penn.
No, Peter Mnuchin from Trump's cabinet,
Oh, no.
the Treasury Secretary.
Why would you
Remember
know
the
that?
mooch?
Because I
Remember
thought
the
it was
mooch
super
guy?
fucking weird that our Treasury Secretary.
He was like a
produced-
cocaine addict and he lasted for like a week.
Yeah,
I missed that
it was
guy.
like 10 days.
Steve Wait.
Give him some credit.
The
I think
mooch.
Steve Mariucci of coaching
Scrum
fame.
The Detroit Lions coach did not.
Anyway. So, you're tapping on the glass. You're thinking about different regenerative properties within sushi in hand. You are thinking about the ethics of the group. And you are reliving trauma.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to do as you wait for Winder to return?
One thing.
Yep.
Should we, if we are doing something with it, should we, like, give it something to eat? It looks like it's going to die if Goo can die. I'm pointing towards the
Yeah.
box with the...
Do we have anything for it to eat?
I have rations. I don't know if there's any meat in that. Like canned meat or anything.
Steamed hams?
I mean, I could feed it Hydra, but I can't give it this piece.
Yeah.
What about part of the heart?
I'm not giving that up. I don't know.
You need the entire thing.
I don't know how much I need or how much I don't need.
I guess it'll probably be fine until we leave at least. I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing with this and...
Yeah.
Yeah. Can they die? Mistress,
know.
Mistress, if you don't eat, do you die or just like get angry?
I've never died before. Maybe. I
Look-
definitely get angry.
Have you ever been like this hungry? Like looking at this thing?
I'd never allow it.
We're like cool, right? At this moment, I just want to be cool.
Maybe you should take that one so that way you're ready to fight
No,
back.
I'm just saying. I think it would lead me too. They seem to like cat people. I don't get it.
Oh. Well, you could try and see if she liked to live inside you.
You know, I'm good. I
Is
think.
there room?
No, I'm pretty full up in here, so. It's a little crowded and it's just me, so I think I'm good.
Not
don't
all
have a
of us
pouch like
are
Ellie?
equipped for a roommate. Some of us like more freedom. I do not know. She has gone far past the stage of anger and lashing out. She is now but frankly quite pathetic.
It seems it's locked in a box. It did not have a choice.
When you
Yes?
absorb the other one, do you think you could do that again?
Of course. In fact, absorbing the last one allowed me to bulk a bit. Would you guys like to betray Reverend Gill?
Reverend
mean,
Gill will remember
think-
this.
I think the question is, do we want to give him this thing?
Yeah, that's the bigger question. Because he's probably going to also do the same
That's
thing.
also a good question.
That's not good.
I don't
We don't want to power him up. We don't want to give him another form for the boss battle.
Above table, Reverend Gill represents a faction you 100% can work with. I'm just tossing this out there.
Yeah.
He just reminds me of like Chaos from
Oh.
Sonic Adventure 2, where he keeps getting the emeralds and it keeps getting bigger. And
Okay.
his
Believe
penis-
me, if you guys want to do a Reverend Gill's Our Buddy campaign, it's going to get weird. So,
I'm not surprised. He's already
If-
eating memories after fucking.
But
picking
that's
it
an
once.
option. We could totally do it.
oh,
It's
100%.
D&D.
It's D&D.
100%. You guys be gangsters, you can be delvers, you can go off and do other shit. I don't care what you guys got.
What if we just...
I got everything planned for this one. I've had
Be
time.
the worst people.
just
Yeah,
be-
if you want to be criminals, I don't fucking care.
Let's go rob a bank.
It's always
Yes.
sunny, but it's
I would
just
love
a
to rob a
fucking
bank.
D&D campaign.
In D&D,
What if we leave everything behind and become pirates?
you could be pirates.
I don't want to be on a boat.
Shiver
sink
Cove
too
is at the
easy.
top
We'll be
of
land
the... I think that's what
pirates.
it's called.
What was that face?
Shiver Cove is at the north of the map, just east of the Zellerin Nation.
Have Mistress make an air bladder inside you.
I don't,
Wait, for
I'm,
what?
I'm very heavy.
if we go seafaring, because then she'll float.
Have you seen how heavy I am?
Oh yeah, air bladder's not enough. But
How
you
heavy
probably,
are you?
195 pounds or something.
All
Did you try to pick her up?
Yeah.
Roll a. What's your strength first of all?
8.
Roll a strength saving throw.
Oh, you're
Nat 20.
Oh, you get her up, and you're like, and you're surprised a little bit that Ink was able to and she has pretty strong legs, and she can jump pretty high, and she's agile. She's not she's built for this. And in fact, all of you have noticed that Ink has been quite adept down here, whereas the others of you have had some difficulties.
I can't see.
She has been ahead, climbing on stuff, doing ton of stuff, lifts you up. And you set her down. You could hold her if you needed to. Way heavier than you thought.
just 200-ish pounds
Oh
or
my
something.
Not
God.
undoable by any means.
How
but
tall are you?
5'4" or
Oh, you
shorter
are
even.
dense.
Yeah.
And she's skinny.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
quite
No
comically
water
skinny.
then. Good to know. You will sink to the bottom like rock. You don't need to breathe, right?
No.
Oh, if we ever need you to walk into water, wait.
Yeah, I
could you you don't have anything that will fry, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. So if she falls in, she can just walk to the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a steep
But
drop
that'd be a
off.
very long walk.
Sometimes, yeah.
You won't rust, will you? I didn't know how.
No.
Made out of metal.
Well, I
Well,
don't know. On the outside, she looks porcelain, but I do not know what the internal workings are.
Proud of you.
It's, I mean, do you want to show her?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hold your hand out. You have your glove
I
off. and-
roll my sleeve up,
Roll your
take my
sleeve.
glove off.
And you can see she just rotates her wrist around. You can see there's a ball joint.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wires. There's no gears. She is a ghost in a shell.
Okay.
The porcelain tips of her fingers and stuff. She was cracked earlier. It's just fused, like skin and flesh.
Interesting.
And anything else that you want to add? I think that's it.
It's literally just a doll.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see any sort of
Sort of gives a little
mechanic.
squeaks
Okay.
when she moves around. But you can see, depending on where you look, you can see Mistress inside, just underneath, filling out the hollow spaces.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Just wait for Winder now, I guess.
There's nothing to do.
You can hear footsteps in the cavern behind you towards the dock. 2 guns.
Immediately at the ready.
You hear Isaac sort of step forward.
I'm probably sitting on the floor or something, or doing this, and then I just go, oh.
Like a meerkat.
Yeah.
And your head going without your shoulders moving. And sure enough, it's Winder. As you relax and see this
Finally.
one. And you can see as he walks, he's got a bag, and then there's something else on it, but there's a big cloak over it, and he's sort of like you, sort of got a ramshackle sort of made up harness. As he walks forward, and he's kind of heavy step, his speed also halved. Walking forward. Hey guys.
Hi, welcome back.
You need any help carrying whatever? Not going to ask, just if you need help.
There we go. You remember the deal. No, I'm good.
All right,
You want a flat one or a round one?
round 1. Thank you.
As he goes in, you can hear
1, 2, 3, 4,
several other
5.
moon chips within there.
So yeah, we have
We have 5. I do not know what you.
5? That's one more than you guys are. I can do 2.
Okay.
I'll put 2 forward, so you guys get to keep 1.
1,
We owe
2,
him 6, right?
3, 4. Actually, we have 6. I forgot I still had 1.
I'll still do 2. It's my cut.
Cool.
Sure.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
All right. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I think we can get out of here pretty quick if we trace our way back. We're gonna be quiet around that fucking tentacles thing, though, right?
Yes, sounds
Yes.
good. I think we have enough
Quite
for
as we
now.
can, yeah.
He doesn't seem like 100%, but unless you spend time like trying to suss him out, he's like, all right, lead the way. I'll up the rear. So he sort of gets it going. He takes a bite of some sort of like jerky or something. And he takes like water, and he's like, oh, seems a little tired from the climb. As you all gather your stuff.
Can I ask him, like, when we go up there, is it going to be any issue that we visibly have, I'll point to, like, the heart and the chest?
Oh no! Anything down here that you get is yours to keep.
Excellent.
As long as you satisfy the contract, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna really ask a lot of questions. But you can only bring up something live if, like, you let people know. Like, so you can't smuggle live things without telling folks. And if you do, and he sort of looks over to the glass box, is that alive?
I
As it's
suppose.
like barely moving.
I suppose it would be.
Okay. Just let him know. It should be fine. Alright. You don't ask, I don't. We'll just tell the, the guys downstairs when they send the cart down that we got something. Basically, it's a precaution because we had some accidents when it first started. And you remember, there was like some sort of like major like bug breakout and many people died. You were very little and you were scared for a long, long time. And then you remember the second one. A beast, tall with bladed claws, and that would haunt the streets at night looking for little kids to eat. Never explicitly a werewolf, but your brain always. Never to be seen again, by the way. Of course.
Lovely.
Always lurking. So, you guys are drop something? You make your way from this and back towards the beginning. So return trips are a little different. We can expedite the process unless you guys decide that you want to explore one of the areas or go somewhere else within those areas. So, for each basically stop along the journey, as it were, each room in the dungeon, on a delve or whatever, I need one person to offer up a skill that will get them through no repeats. So the first room that you will go into is, of course, the tentacle room.
I'll do this one.
Yeah, and whatever you do affects just like everybody's thing. So, yeah, what do you want to do?
I would like to do sneak, of course, keeping myself, but also like looking out for where might be the best places to step to not disturb
Sure.
anything, and kind of telling
we'll
people
just call
to follow
this a stealth roll.
That's not very good. 11.
11. Okay. As you make your way through this space, as quietly as you can, who are the two people carrying box?
Probably me and Isabella.
Yeah.
The two of you? Okay, so you each grab one side. Your speeds are halved, and you can't move away from each other if you're holding the box. Otherwise, one of you gets to choose. Whoever doesn't move has the box right next to them in their space. So that'd be for encounters, obviously, too. Yeah, obviously, since you're strapped up, he's strapped up. You're the only one that doesn't have some theft. This feels good. Packed to the pack mules after a dungeon with all the loot.
Love it.
Feels fucking good, man. You make your way through without issue. It gets a little bit like a couple times some of the gravel bloop, bloop, into the water, but you make through simply. I can remove this. I won't do it right this second, but I can remove it. I kept it there just in case you fucked that up. Okay. Next one you move. We don't have to do anything for the room where you found the skull. As you walk past that mound onto either side, everything's fine. You do have to, however, crawl through the dead magic tunnel again. With
How
the
do we
fungi.
get our shit through that?
It's big enough to get everything through.
Okay.
Because it's more about the heft of this, but it's not like crazy wide. And it was wide enough for your shoulders, so it'll get through.
Before we walk through, I'm gonna take off my jacket and flip it around.
Mm-hmm.
That way, the jacket's on the other side of the heart.
Right.
That way, it doesn't touch any of the mushrooms.
Cool.
Just to be safe.
Okay.
Probably have to be dragged through again.
Yeah, how much rope do we have left?
Well, we have 2 ropes, right?
Well, one's
I have a-
you being used.
Yeah.
I have a 50-foot bundle of rope.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
you
we
can-
could use that to pull her through and
Sure.
the chest.
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay.
So you guys take some time. Takes about an hour for this entire process. Who wants to do the roll to resolve this?
What kind of roll is it?
I don't know.
Like, what's the actual thing we are doing? Just the pull or the tying?
All of it. Any
Maybe-
part of the process that you think you'd be able to
Can
help.
you
It's
brain
basically a skill
us,
challenge.
like, to make sure we're all strapped up correctly
Makes
to get
sense.
through?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wanna basically.
I was gonna save myself for another room, but I can do this one.
Well, you don't. As long as you don't use the same skill.
Okay.
I could
It's
do
fine.
this one too, probably.
So if you wanna try to orchestrate the most efficient way to get through it, you can make. We'll call it an intelligence saving throw
Okay.
from anyone.
Because I was gonna use investigation for one of the rooms, so.
That's fine.
Okay.
I can. Oh well.
Whoa.
It's up to you.
I mean, it's an intelligence
Yeah, I
save.
have
I got
+6.
a billion. Oh, you have more than me. You can do it.
Oh.
That way, I don't do 2 rooms.
Fair enough.
18.
18. Okay. So you spend a bit of time making sure that you went through it the one way. Going through it the other way has its own sets of challenges. You understand how the magic works and the fungi here and the spacing, and it takes a little bit of time, but there's no complications along the way. You guys don't lose anything. Nothing gets injured or it falls into disrepair. The box doesn't crack open. Everything's fine. So you get to the other side.
Okay.
And you enter into that wide room of tooth-like stalagmites
one I
and
wanted to use my stuff
stalactites. And you made a path on the way back, so you want to make an investigation roll to
Yes,
recall
sir.
your path, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Smart.
I'm just thinking of the
That's fine.
stalagmites.
With advantage,
With advantage. Okay.
because you made you
When we went to the sewer, there were shit
made
stalagmites.
markings.
Okay. That is an 18.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Isaac taking the lantern and turning it up and walking to the front, you easily find your markings along the way, and you make easy use of this very confusing space, especially going backwards through it. Your markings helped quite a bit there. You saved quite a bit of time.
Thank you, forgery kit.
An easy 15-minute walk with your markings. Which you easily can wipe off on the way, or you can leave them. It's up to you.
I'll leave them.
Okay.
Never know if we come back.
Okay. There is nothing here to worry about necessarily. But you are about to enter the room. The other side of the room with the dust radius, the bugs, and the bones that you stripped your first moonship from down here. As you walk in, the hive-like walls are abuzz with those small, like, strange flies that you ran through. And you walk just fine through them. Do you want to do anything else? Would you like to run through them again?
No.
Okay. As you do step, every once in a while, you're in some of the space, and they'll fly off in this blue light. But you eventually make your way towards the ever straightening and more tended to cave. It goes from natural to machined to well taken care of. The guardrails begin to show up. You're about to head into the only way up. Is there anything you'd like to do or discuss before you get in the range of the employees of the only way up?
I don't think so. We just have to declare the living thing. If they ask, I guess say it's for your research.
That can work, yes.
Is it?
Probably say it's just a black man.
What?
That might not be the best idea.
Why?
Just in case they want to know more information. I'd rather not spread that.
Lie.
Just
We
say
could
lie
just-
about what it is.
We could just tell them that it's not a creature from down here. It's a creature that was brought down here from up.
They would know
We
that
have
we
no
did
way
not
of
have
proving
it
that.
on the way down like that.
No, but that it was stolen from us.
But we can't
We
prove
can't.
any of that.
No, we can't really say that we came down to retrieve something that's not on our job list, right? That's kind of the whole, you gotta keep your own business quiet.
I would
guess
just
so.
say if they ask, say you're doing research on creatures down here, leave it vague, learning about them.
Fair enough.
Studying
Don't
the
say about your real
Yeah.
stuff.
I do have a hill jumping hard on me.
biology. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Wender takes the front spot. And as you do, I'll say ink. Since you're the only one not carrying anything. Go ahead and make a perception check just to see if you can catch a glimpse. It's not that great.
6.
All you notice is the shape. It looks like about this big, and then it like tapers. It's like maybe it just tapers, and you can see that it sort of like it's on his back, and it sort of like hunches, and then just has that sort of cloak over top of it. He walks up to the fellas, the two dwarves. You're pretty sure they're the same? You haven't been down here all day, so. Yeah. Okay, and he closes the flask, and you can see that there's some sort of like card game being played still. Maybe the same exact game, maybe a new one. On these kind of thick. There's not as many. They're not like playing cards. They're like these thick, like almost metal sheets, almost like those big flat poker chips. And they make like a clacking sound. But he sets them down and looks behind him and gets up and walks over, looks up the big square shaft that you guys descended down from, and pulls a lever. Ding! And you hear this sort of like above. He nods back, and Wender goes, "All right, we'll be down soon." sort of breathe for a second, taking a second to like put the box down and rest your hand and sort of stretch your back because you got this thing on you.
That's going to be a lot of disappointed people.
Yes,
I
a lot of
can't
people who
wait
have
for
lost
it.
money. And a few rich people.
All happy because they bet on you.
I did tell that one person to bet on us.
Yeah.
You assume they listened?
From the gist of the conversation that he had with his friend,
Don't they know you're the main characters?
Yeah, we have plot armor.
We have plot
You
armor.
do not have plot armor. Please do not pretend you have plot armor. I will smite you.
I know.
Wait, why can't I find the fucking what the head up into the? Oh, okay.
Can I see your gun?
I was looking for it. As you hand the gun, it's opened up and Wender steps on, and you guys all sort of file in, sort of doing that little like, oh, as you turn sideways and take the crate in, and it's shut, clang down, and then cranked up, and as the chains rotate in the gears, and you're cast in darkness again. And then every once in a while, just a little bit of light from a small, like, shaft, maybe a sewer, service tunnel, and then into the light, harming your eyes almost. The warm, like very warm relative. You didn't realize how chilled you've been. Almost humid with the people here, thick with their breath and their just the sweat of the place and the bedding and the booze. And it comes to a stop, and you're in the middle of the only way up. In the entrance of gold, as they call it. Gold coins hammered from here and a radius out, and up onto the walls and a little bit on the ceilings. Like an asteroid made of coins. Crashed here once. People begin to count how many of you there are. And recalling your number. And you see Wender back to his halfling form. Switching in the invisibility of the darkness. There's a hush. And then a fuck yeah! Woo! As a bunch of people start to clap and cheer. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And the doors are opened, and you're pulled through a cacophony of people as in front of you they like shake the Big Mama number 3, the cage that brought you up here, and they clap and they roar in here and they like touch you. But not too close. They like get back because you're carrying these big heavy things, knowing not to touch another Delver's loot. And drinks are thrust into your hands. Roll a d8. Well, everybody roll a d8.
1.
You get an ale.
2.
You get also an ale, but a darker
5.
5. You get a shot of some sort of brown liquid.
Oh yeah, immediately.
6. You get like a nice stemmed glass of like wine, like a deep crimson. As you just start drinking all here, and they're like, "Woo!" And from the desk you hear, "Newbie's back!" As people start to celebrate and enjoy it. Wender looks at you guys, and there's sort of like this table that's people got up from, like, hey, sit down, as they allow you to take a load off and sort of drag your stuff over, and oh yeah, you guys talked about you guys made a good excuse about the thing. I forgot we didn't actually role play that. Your excuse sounded fine to me,
Okay.
so I was just paying attention to the rooms. Anyway, as you slide there, very anemically, barely moving. It almost looks like it's alive, but it doesn't have the energy to make a scene. The sound of this, by the way, like the cheers, there's just a brief moment where Mistress sort of shudders.
Yeah, Isabella's
braces.
actually going to sit down and look very uncomfortable by the attention on them in the room and this sort of like oppressive sound.
Yeah.
And kind of just.
It dissipates in a little bit, but for the first like 5 minutes or so, people come by and like slap you guys on the shoulders without asking, and sort of give you like,
Yeah,
hey, good
anytime
job.
anyone touches her, she's just like shuddering away from it.
Wender sees this and goes, hey, fuck off! And he goes, oh, sorry. And they sit there and, okay, guys, that was pretty good. That's pretty good stuff.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
In and out.
Yeah.
A little hairy, but hey, you guys want to go back? I'm not going to go to the church. They're here. Here's my 2 from the cut.
Yeah,
just
Take care of
I
that.
head in a different direction for a little bit, but
Well, it was good meeting you and working with you.
I agree.
yeah. Maybe we'll do it again.
Wouldn't take that.
Maybe something a little deeper next time. I think
Sounds
maybe we
good
could have
to
gotten
me.
a little better haul if we did a little bit, though. I'm not disappointed.
We are at 84 Bay Ridge, by the way, if you ever need anything or want people to go down with you.
Are you guys hiring?
Not at the moment. We're just starting out, but
Well, if you guys need anybody for stuff, I'm a level 3 Gloom Stalker that you can now hire
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
at some point as a mercenary if you'd like to upon your journeys, if you've made a contact. And so all you'd have to do is contact Wender in some way, probably through, not Reverend Kill, fucking,
the church.
Remnant Simon.
Remnant Simon, thank you. Reverend and Remnant, should have done that.
Yep.
I couldn't, I was like, Reverend Simon, no.
At least our names are very different this
Yeah,
time.
at least only 3 I names, that's new.
Avelius and Icilius were too close, though.
Avelius?
Revelius.
Avelius.
Avelius!
Avelios. But yes.
And Icilios.
Icilios and
It's your
Avelius.
fault.
Silios.
So Wender thanks you guys, pays you his cut, nods, and walks out. You guys have the day to yourselves. You guys got here in the morning. You spent several hours here. It is well into the evening. Your bones are tired, but you're not like exhausted. And you have tons of stuff on you. You do know that you could try to make trades here, but you really know that if you ask for an audience in a speakeasy or something, you could maybe get a little bit better stuff on the black market. Or you can just keep the stuff you have. So,
Do you want to take the big stuff back to
It's probably
The
a good
warehouse?
idea.
Go
and
back
then-
to the warehouse, yes.
then take 6 to Remnant Simon, and then maybe take the 2, pay rent to Mr. Rossi at the speakeasy, and then see what we can do with the 2 extra
Are we
moon ships?
Doing all of that yet today?
We can, we have time.
Do need to figure a way out to preserve this heart for a bit longer, if I need to.
Okay.
If you want me to just take
And
the
then
things at the
need
minimum...
to sell this Hydra thing.
Alright. I just want to get them back to Remnant Simon. I don't have to do the Rossi thing today,
Yeah,
but I
no.
could run the stuff to Simon just
I was
so
going to say,
that's
we
done.
just split up, take
Sure.
some of this back, and you go
Can
pay
I have
the
those
merchant.
4?
Yeah.
You hold on to
Yeah, I
those
can hold
2.
on to these 2.
Is that enough to cover our rent?
We're supposed to get $350 for the job, and then these will be worth something.
What
They
was
sell
our-
for $150, so they'll probably buy for less than that. But
yeah.
What was our rent again? How much?
300 a
300.
month.
Okay, well,
It's like a week away, and he said he'd appreciate early payment, so it'd be good
That-
if we could just turn this around into rent and then see what we can get for those.
Yeah, I mean, the sooner we don't have to worry about rent, the better.
Agreed?
And then,
Agreed.
We can fence the other stuff tomorrow, maybe.
Sounds good.
I'm beat. So
I would like to get out of here.
I would like to sleep in a bed.
okay. Well, Isabella and I can head back to the warehouse if you want us to carry anything for you.
I'm going back to
You
the
go
house. I have
yeah.
a giant hut on my chest.
That's fair.
So, you finish your free drinks. You get up. You walk out, and as you are leaving the place behind, you hear someone go, "Oh, fucking track mod!"
Sorry about that.
He doesn't seem to hear as you walk into the chip side of Ebon Falls. The single moon high above, the sky full of stars. That was accidental. It's like too many jokes. The hang houses looming in the distance to your right. The city in front of you. Where do you want to head? Just to the warehouse?
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking these to Simon.
And you're taking those to Simon. Okay, so you split off. Your pack filled with whatever you're filled with. The rest of you towards the warehouse. It is nighttime as you make your slow way through the city streets, and a little bit of you just wanted to walk alone. As you sort of, within your jacket pocket, sort of roll this thing in your hands, and it's very expensive, I guess. It seems to interact with magic in a strange way. And now you just wonder where it points. Is it just north? Maybe it is, but it seems less likely now. And you're pondering, you go over a bunch in your head, and you find yourself in front of the church. Its doors still open warmly to the crowd, the night service having finished not long ago. There's still people in the courtyard in front of it. You step in to the lightly dappled, sort of the moonlight comes down through that shattered mosaic skylight, and it makes the whole place eerie but also pretty, like almost like a perfect night in a swamp. And you see the long-robed, shattered glass necklaced, domed head with the milky fluid, the gas within it, steepled gloved fingers, tall and elegant in the way that he moves, Remnant Simon. And you can see as he registers that it's you and you've completed the job, the body language changes to and you can't see a smile, but you feel the semblance of some sort of thing. It's been interesting with Remnant Simon and any of the other members of the Cult of the Shattered God. You always feel warmth. It's interesting because they don't have, you've never seen any of their faces to display it, but though odd, always glad to see you. And you realize that the person that he's talking to is Wender. He no longer has the... And then nods, and Wender sees you next and goes... And then sees you and then nods. I do other stuff. You follow me?
No, I was just bringing.
I
The
figured
things.
you'd wait. All right.
Is that normal? I just thought it would be nice for our first job to get it immediately.
All right. You did good. She did good. And he starts to walk away. And
See you
he-
later.
And he, Remnant Simon goes, I'm told it went very well.
It did. We survived.
Come
so
to my office. Good. He puts a hand on your shoulder and takes you towards the office where the business occurs, and you sit down in that comfortable space. And so the moon chips, and you set them out.
Yeah.
You can take that if you want to. You set them out and sort of arranges them on the desk in a line. Excellent.
You still have the paperwork?
It's around
The
here
slip?
somewhere.
Yes, I will need the paper.
I'll see it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a preference?
If you do, you have hundreds
Yes.
for the 3, and
Would
then
you like
whatever
coin for the?
for the 50. Yes, because we're just paying rent with this anyway for the most part. So
You're handed over 3 paper bills, which feels really bad to get for all that work until you look at the number, and then 5 platinum pieces to round it out. The contract is completed. And this went well.
went very well. We did
You can
run.
keep this if you guys want for your own
I'll-
records,
I'll-
because it's cool, and
yeah.
also you can, if you ever need to be like, oh, what was that delve? You can also write like delve number 1 or whatever. I don't know how you want to do it, but like,
I should make a scrapbook.
there you go. It's fine. That's fun.
We did run into, I don't know if Wendell mentioned it, but when we were getting the moon chips, we ran into a tentacle monster of some sort, but we were able to deal with it, so.
That was what our scouting had possibly seen, some sort of entity within. Well, I'm sure my colleagues will be happy that this was such a successful endeavor. And I'm very happy to see that you are safe. It seems you have a skill for this.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, honestly. I imagine it gets worse on the deeper floors, but still, it was fruitful, and I think it was good.
I was worried that might be the case. A bit of me was hoping that you would scrape by and be fine for it in the end, but be scared off, but can't imagine that's what's happening.
Unfortunately, no.
Well, in the future we may have work, and it would be my pleasure to consider you.
That would be excellent. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, have a wonderful evening. I have to close up soon. Is there anything I can help you with before that?
I don't think so. I hope you have a wonderful night, I almost did it. Revenant.
Yes. And may you find the pieces to that which is not fulfilled. Have a wonderful evening. As you get up and walk out with your payment, feeling like this is the most money you've had on you in ever.
Well,
Not in equity or whatever.
That money is like
Taken by a
here,
landlord.
and she is
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
The landlord's about to take our money.
yeah, that's life.
True.
It's rent to own.
That's true. We're building equity.
So, you walk back out in the streets and toward the warehouse, or did you
Yep.
want to head somewhere else?
Nope, it's the warehouse.
Okay. The three of you reach the warehouse, and you set your things. What would you like to? Is there anything that we need to note as you walk in?
Is it chilly in the basement area?
It
kind
is.
of? Okay, I'm gonna leave the heart obviously on like that bookcase or whatever, or try to. And then I'm gonna put the troll hand up there.
Can I salt
sit back.
my Hydra?
You sit back and you look, and your shelves mostly empty, but with a couple beautiful specimens there, just waiting. And you think about you're close.
So close, but so far.
God, level 3 is gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Salt my Hydra meat.
Okay, so you do have salt in the
And-
in the place. So you you salt your Hydra meat.
I'm actually going...
I'll assume while you're in town and in your warehouse, you salt it. So we don't have to like manage that every day. But out on adventures when you take it places,
Gotta make sure I have stuff with me.
make sure. So we don't have to like micromanage it.
Isabella's also going to sit at like any kind of desk or table
Mhm.
and grab
There's that
writing-
picnic table.
Yeah.
that-
Grab some writing implements and paper and start writing a letter.
Fascinating. Okay, so you scribble away at a letter.
Would I know if I need to get any kind of apparatus to preserve the heart better? Or is it going to be fine enough in the basement just kind of chilling?
You think that an apparatus to preserve it would obviously be best, or to freeze it in some way. You'd have to have someone with access to the storing and chilling of things they want to preserve. You could also pickle it if you wanted to get like some sort of. You don't know if that would affect the
Right,
potency,
that's why I
but
wanna-
you think you have a big enough sample that you'd probably be fine as long as it's preserved and made stable until you can, as long as it doesn't rot, basically.
Right.
So it just depends on how you want to do that. But it'll hold up for a few days down here. Although it will get progressively drier, but it's like dry aging meat. It's not going to rot until it gets into a temperatures that like bacteria and stuff can eat away at it.
Right.
So, and that's pretty much how you would approach it anyway. You'd be like, okay, this is safe, and you'd calculate. You'd be like, I have roughly 3 days to like, really find a solution. But you have a few solutions rattled around. And if you have any other ideas, you can absolutely try them. Any other questions?
No, that's the big one.
Okay.
I'm going to put the extra loot that I got in our chest, and then
Ooh, so everyone is unloading their loot, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Are we unloading our cards
Oh,
out of
I
our
have like
inventories?
a mall that I need
So
to put.
the box
on
is
the
right
weapon
here, and this can contain like 10 cards.
got it.
slots.
So, this is for the boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were wearing them so they don't cost anything now. So.
I when I walked in the door, I took them off and set them
Yeah.
right next to the door, so I don't track any mud anywhere. But
Also, your alligator head. Did I give you a card?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have him sit
Okay,
at the
yeah.
house.
Again, if he's floating
What
next
did
to
I
you.
name him? Like Gerald or something?
I can't remember,
I don't
but yeah, that's fine. You can write it on the card.
Two-handed weapons are 2 slots as well, right?
yeah,
That's correct.
Okay.
I
So
want
we
to
have
go back and
5
someone
empty
tell me.
slots here.
Someone remembers what did
When
I
I get
name
back,
the
I'll put this in there
crocodile
too.
handle?
four
You can
up.
also, by the way, guys, you can like keep inventories. You can keep the books. You can
Randy.
whatever numbers you guys want to keep on hand helps me because I'm not micromanaging any of this.
And I guess
so,
you can also put the bedroll in there. And
yeah, anything you guys don't want in there.
You can take the lantern because we're in a town.
You also can just leave stuff in the warehouse. They don't have to be in the.
Yeah.
This
Is
this
stuff
is just
sitting in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so you can have a warehouse sleeve. It doesn't. Whatever I can do to help you guys with that is fine. However that works out for you guys, whatever your organization system is. But the stuff in the chest
Flip them over.
is basically super secure. And it
There's
just
a
allows
lock
you to,
on the chest.
Yep. You guys have a lock and a key and everything. So you can also carry it around. You can use that for like if you want to do a trade. You want to do some. Like,
I was imagining you would take this defense tomorrow.
right. Yeah. Exactly. You can take that all as one to instead of having your inventories filled up.
Gerald.
That
Gerald.
was Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ink, you get there. You open the door and you close it behind you. And you already gave them your items and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'll just say we got paid. Or, well, I guess it's usually the accent. Rent money. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's another. I don't know how we want to split this up.
I can hold on to it. I have the other party gold. So.
Cool. We'll pay Rossi tomorrow. Seal this and the other stuff and see what we get. Sound good?
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
split that, I
Happy
guess.
with it.
Cool.
Can't complain.
So, you sit in your warehouse with rent money in the middle of the table. All your loot around you. Goals having been met. Answers to questions. What's your plans moving forward?
Well,
What's the next step?
you guys want to go celebrate?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Treat ourselves to a nice dinner and get some drinking.
Where do you want to go?
Right across the street, I was thinking.
Yeah.
So you
The
get up,
nagging
Fine
flail.
dining. Yep.
go over the nagging clam, and you make your way over, locking the door of the warehouse behind you.
Oh, I'm going to stop off at, if we can. Well, is the post office even open yet?
No, it'll be open tomorrow.
Okay, then I'll do that tomorrow.
Is it already evening?
Yeah.
Library's
That's
closed
true.
too, I'm
Mhm.
assuming. Okay.
You walk over the nagging clam and push the doors in. And in the evening here, it's filled with people after work. You haven't been in after work of like a shift of work here on the dock area for quite some time. It's you've always been sort of like that middle crowd that sort of hits at the end of the nights or the before the rush. It's filled right now. Sea Dog greets you, and your normal spaces at the bar are available, or you can grab a booth somewhere. And it seems like other people, it might be payday, and other people are spending some money and enjoying themselves.
I'm going to pick the farthest corner from every other person.
Okay. Alone?
I'm,
Or is everybody following?
if everyone wants to follow, they can, but Isabella's in her own. She just makes a beeline.
Okay.
Is your sister okay?
I don't know.
She's been very
No.
skittish.
He does not seem to like people very much.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't really either, but I can mask it a little bit better.
Yes.
Sea Dog leans forward and goes, troubles. He slides you over some drinks.
I flip him a platinum. I say, keep it coming.
That'll be an open tab for a while, son. And he goes, all right. And he makes them vote all doubles. He goes, what are we celebrating?
Our first successful delve.
Oh, you hear that, everybody? They got bona fide delvers in here. And a bunch of people actually like turn and go like, really? Here? And they go, yeah. This is becoming quite a popular group. Well, enjoy your drinks. I'm not one for unsolicited advice, but I'm gonna give it to you. If she's grumpy, you should probably go ask.
I was going to.
I'm just saying. And I have 13 sisters. So if you need any sister advice, mathematically, I probably got some sort of answer.
Do you have any brothers or all sisters?
Oh, why would I have any brothers?
Usually it's 50-50, I don't know.
Not in the Sea Dog family.
Interesting. Your dad shooting all ladies. Just Good for him. Oh.
Whiskeys all night?
Does one of the testicles just break? How does that work? The boy one break?
The idea that
That
each
one
testicle-
This is the boy. This is the You take that shit to Turf Island and run with it. The balls got crossed. So he prepares.
For the record, 14 intelligence, not an idiot.
You have drinks for the rest of the night and any food that you want. It's way over what you would spend here otherwise. So he operates in like silver. So
What do they have for food?
Clams.
Just clams?
well, there's clams. There's clam chowder, which is at this point in the night, probably overcooked. There's bread. There's
Okay, clam chowder and double bread.
double
I mean,
bread.
we'd probably get whatever we want.
Yeah, and he's just more than happy to be like,
Load it up.
I'll get you a bowl. It's he's the only one that really works this place, so get that, and you head over into the corner while these guys are waiting for their food to come out.
No, sit down right next to her.
Sit down.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Of course.
It's just the people.
A little bit, yes.
Understandable. There's a lot to deal with.
There's just, it feels so crowded and, back at the, whatever it's called, my head was just ringing, all the sound, and it I didn't like it.
Well, if you don't want to stay here, you don't have to. You can always go back. If it makes you feel better, then yeah, absolutely.
I guess, well, I don't want to leave you here.
It's neutral ground. We should be okay.
As the two of them enter the booth with bowls and breads and other drinks set out in front of you, people are giving their space for the most part. Just enjoying their company.
Do they have tea here?
You have a kettle that you've been filling. He could probably provide some tea. Do you want to go? Do you want tea?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for some.
Okay. He goes, Yeah, I can tea. Give me a minute. About 10 minutes goes by. He comes back with tea. And he has like sugars and a teacup and a little kettle we've never seen before here. And what seems to be some sort of like just like a tea in the kettle that has a little satchel that's percolated.
She's gonna take a couple of sugars and put them on the saucer, and then take it back to the table with her. And sit down for a little bit and kind of look at it.
Okay, it swirls around a
Crazy.
little bit, looking that really nice sort of brownish tea color. You can smell it a little bit. It smells muted, but you can smell that it's got a smell.
She is going to place the 2 sugars in. Did they have like a cream or a milk or anything? Yeah. Makes it
2 sugars, and they sort of sit in there and dissolve in the hot steamy as you sort of stir it around with a little clink, 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 and you put a little bit of cream, and you
holds for a moment and then not even doesn't warn Mistress, but just attempts to take a sip from the cup.
Uh-huh. By herself.
Yeah.
Okay. Without warning Mistress. You open your mouth and you feel that sort of like, and you sip at it and you can feel the warm liquid. You feel the warmth. And it goes into your mouth area and then it like warms your neck. And it's like on you. It's like it's gone in between and you can see as she sort of like spilled it through herself.
I'm just gonna put the glass down.
Okay, you put it down. Mistress sort of speaks up. Goes, Do you want my mouth? And she sort of like nudges here and you can feel like she sort of starts to occupy the space and she initiates Gaze of Two Minds and gives you taste. And you can't smell it as much, but you can like now there's a sensation. You sort of grab the teacup. And you can feel like you can't feel what she's thinking about this, but you can feel that she has like flavors happening and they seem familiar. Even though you can hear Mistress going, no, great. To you, bring it up closer and you can't smell, but you try to. Would you like her to switch?
Yeah.
She switches, losing taste, but gaining smell, which is a weird combination if you've never had one or the other.
Yeah.
And it's less muted, but not as intense as if you had both. And you find yourself switching to try to, but you can't. But it smells nice. You take a sip.
Mm-hmm.
You change. And you take a sip. And she goes, but you. It's not perfect. But in a strange way, you feel as though you're sitting in the courtyard of your family home. The old woman often would follow you around, teaching you things, making tea with you outside with the birds. A memory of what you used to do, but a new sensation. Not just the factual recollection of it, but that flavor is tied in a way that you can't explain. Mistress was like,
I'm sorry.
it's fine.
We don't
If
have
you-
to do any more.
Wait. One more.
Alright. And just another sip.
And she braces for the tea, but you can feel her trying desperately to enjoy it for you.
Oh.
As you take a sip, and it warms all the way through until you lose sensation a little past the esophagus. Or I guess what would be that? That's liking something.
I get it now, I think.
You don't. But maybe you will. Creepily, you're seeing or mouth being puppeted as they talk to each other.
We don't hear it though. Or
Oh, you do.
Oh, okay.
The night is yours.
Just knocking them back.
Knocking
It's a
them
big
back.
celebration.
It's interesting. You haven't done this socially in a bit. You were sort of forced into some social settings over your time. Expected to fill certain roles. Engage with the upper crust and the intellectuals. Boring. And this isn't boring. This is okay. And you realize the two of them feel less like employees today.
Yeah.
You like having them around.
Even if they ask too many questions.
In spite of their questions. But you believe there to be a mutual aspect to this. As you throw drinks back and Ink sort of leans forward and says something. I don't know what she's saying. But you get the vibe, I guess, that this may be the first time that you've spent with people and there's no expectation. No one's asking you anything. No one expects you to do anything. You have a pocket of time in which you exist.
Big old weight off the shoulders.
Two of you do anything during this?
I'm content just to sit here and drink and play cards and be in the present.
Just enjoying knowing we have rent and stuff to sell. And
This may be the first time you've experienced financial security in your life.
yeah.
Even if it's, well, next month we gotta try to do this again.
And also thinking about why Sky had this. Why would she have that?
And you think, these fuckers are so weird, maybe we can figure out an answer. Boy, you're gonna need to help them through a few physical obstacles along the way. Holy shit. And you look over to Soren, who's next to you, who is very clearly looking at or focusing on.
He's probably just like idly flipping through the deck of cards, trying to distract himself.
Like, always, like, fidgeting and very quick to try to finish a drink sometimes, but sometimes not willing to even, like,
We're just a
Open up
bunch
the
of
arms and the-
neurodivergents.
I thought you
We're all
said
stimming at
I
a
thought
table
you said
together.
nerd virgins
Oh.
and not neurodivergents.
Neurodivergent.
And I was like, yeah, also true actually.
Oh my god.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like Ink gets down every once in a while. Crazy bar night. I don't know though. I feel it.
And then Niasi.
God
Like a
damn
nya.
it.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Wouldn't it be like a cat gussy?
No, I gussy.
Cat girl.
No.
Cat girl-see.
I feel like the obvious joke is just the normal.
Yes, it's just pussy, but that's
Yeah.
lame and boring and stupid.
Yeah.
It's a puss. So,
A Percy.
Percy,
God damn it.
you, the broader context, I just like that word.
What?
Oh, you sound like an inside joke all of a sudden.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. So you have some things to sell. You have how many moonships do you guys have?
2.
You could either sell those or use them for their many qualities, or for future trades with the Gloom Broker or other entities that trade with him, in which there are a lot. You have what Reverend Gill wants.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we talk about this a little bit? Just so I can get a sense of where we're headed, what you guys are thinking, and what I may...
Well,
Your letter is in the mail.
Well,
Do we know that the letter was written? Or no, the one prior.
I sent a
Of
letter
course
back.
you know
Yeah.
the letter
Yeah.
was written, yeah.
So, what are we doing with the goo? The new
Well,
I'm
goo?
gonna actually write that for you. and
What
give it to
I'm
you.
worried about is if we give it to him, he does what Mistress did, and then gets stronger.
Yes.
We could give it to Mistress and tell him the container was empty by the time we resecured it.
Weirdly, I am on this
You don't
page.
think that he might be able to tell?
At least then, if it is subsumed by Mistress, then he cannot access it. That
What
guy
if-
scares me more than Mistress, which is impressive.
What if
he
he
can't
just tries
access
to
it
take?
and we're stronger for it.
What if he just tries to take Mistress? We don't know how strong he is. What if he subdues us and takes her?
What if he tries to do that anyway, but he has the advantage of having this one as well? If he is going after these things, eventually you would assume he would go after Mistress.
So far, you've not gotten the vibe that he would be one to double cross, but you can't be sure.
I think
Seem very earnest.
maybe
and
we don't
pretty straightforward,
assume that
if obfuscated.
he's necessarily going to do something bad.
No, but we also can't assume he's going to do something good.
No.
I mean, isn't it an equal
I
chance?
think it's more
I-
bad than good.
I would say 70-30 bad, good.
Just judging, like, yes, the people in the town seemed happy, but he
What-
lost his memory for, what, 3 days? Something
He's
like that?
making them,
So-
he's having them drink his goo.
What if he's just alone?
Well, then I would not want to trick someone into being with me if I was alone. That seems a little on the bad side.
A lot of crazy people have motives. That doesn't make them not bad.
If he was alone, he could just try to make friends.
Yeah,
Well,
like if someone was
he's-
crazy and like cut and subdued someone and was like, I need friends, and then they like cut their head open and like poured chemicals in their brain.
Like muriatic acid.
Maybe everything tried to kill him before. Because they thought he was a monster.
Is he not then proving them right by like taking control of them? I do not know. I feel like this is, I think, and I don't know how Mistress feels about this. Mistress, I think you should eat the dying goo.
We could see if it's
Sure.
froze to death before we return it to him.
I'll eat it if that's what you want. Last one was quite good.
Quite goo.
Ah.
I have had too many drinks.
What if there's a chance that maybe he knows something
About.
about Mistress and this other one in the box?
He almost certainly does, but that is why I think it would be best not. If we want to give it back to him, that is fine. I just think that will be bad in the long term.
It's not my preference either.
What do you think, Isaac? You are silent.
There's a lot of pluses to both, but also negatives.
Thank you. That is a
Yes.
hard take. I respect your divisiveness in the face of great choice.
Thank you for interrupting me.
This is not the first time that you've stopped him in his soliloquy of brilliance.
Now, there's the thought that if he does get it and consume it, then he does get powerful, which is bad. But if the chance that it is good works out and he's got information, we don't have any information at all. We just know it exists. We don't know what it is, where it came from, what it's capable of. We just know it exists. So, would you rather know stuff about it in case we come across it again? Or would you rather lie to Reverend Gill and make an entire town our enemies?
So is our goal here, make as many friends as possible, even if it might be with horrifying Goo Man. I'm not saying that's as bad, I'm just clarifying our points here.
To be fair, we are started becoming friends with Rossi, and he
does normal crime, which I will not say
He
is
was
okay.
beating a man when we walked in.
We don't know what that guy did. He looked very beatable. He probably did some terrible things himself.
Yes.
Sea Dog goes, allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
We are talking about my cousin from
That's right.
Other side of world.
Carry on.
But it's not as simple as yes or no. It's what are we willing to trade for? Like, are we willing to trade the goo on the off chance he knows a lot about it and can share his information and then we have an ally? Possibly. Or are we just going to cross over an entire town, and if we go within X distance of that town...
It's not on the way to anywhere else, at least.
Okay, so our options are keep it, make an enemy, but perhaps keep that enemy less powerful, or give it back, at least remain neutral, or become neutral.
Right.
And maybe he gets more powerful, which might come back to bite us at some point.
Or could help us.
I do not see it helping us. I do not think he will be forthcoming with the information, even if we send this to him. At his best, he thinks this is wiping slate clean, so we are neutral. He will not like us. He just will not come and kill us.
Oh, he doesn't not like us now.
The letter he sent did not sound very friendly.
Well,
He gave us money.
I would also not sound friendly if I thought people stole something from me. And we didn't. It wasn't our fault. And we went and got it back for him. While also going in the long way down, which is not an easy journey. So, yes, it might be wiping the slate clean, but we put a lot of work into getting it back for him, which, if he sees it that way, that's good for us. That means we're willing to work hard for him, which means probably better than neutral.
I suppose making enemies at this juncture is not the greatest idea. We all have goals. Making enemies at this point would not further those goals.
I think
Sure.
now, while we're just starting out, the less enemies the better. Especially one that might be that powerful.
I feel as though you may have convinced me, unfortunately. How do you feel?
It's a good enough argument.
So,
It's frustrating. He's smart.
so do we send this thing in the mail? How do we get this to him?
I think we're going to have to hire a cart.
Probably have to go back.
I don't think we have to. Well,
It's probably
We should
safe
go back.
if we oversee the delivery of this.
oh god.
To be fair.
Yeah.
And you may or may not have gotten the letter by now. I don't know how long that would take. So if you did,
Well, didn't we just send it today yet? This morning? Or yesterday?
I don't remember.
I think it was yesterday morning. Either way, it'll be there soon.
Well, it'll get there before us.
Yeah,
and he's
most
expecting us, so it's not a surprise.
About a 2-day trip there.
So you just need to hire a cart, I guess, of some kind after we get some money tomorrow?
Oh, we could see if he can send a cart.
We could send a letter and see, I suppose, say we have come back into possession. Would you like to send a cart?
I
or...
could take care of it and send a letter.
Alright.
Yeah, that couldn't hurt. I don't want to give it up, but I think there's more benefits to giving it up than not.
I guess we'll see. I am...
If it blows up in her face, well, then I was wrong.
I will feel very vindicated as we are all screaming in pain as we are dying.
Good, you can rub it in.
It's a
Oddly
sweet,
satisfying.
sweet I told you so.
Living for the I told you so's. Okay, that's a good plan forward. Fencing, letters, Reverend Gill activities. Anything else as we move forward that we are needing to try to
I know
accomplish?
the next day I'm going to try to go to the library to see if I can find anything on the Black Paragon.
Oh, I'll go with you.
Great. I need to return that book anyway.
Okay, so library.
Would you all, for me, in like the group chat, send me concerns you have for the letter? I am going to write an actual letter.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah. We have a whole postal system in the house too, so.
It's true.
Yeah.
You used to work there, so you get one in your house.
Postal service.
What did
Letter received. And return. And boom.
Oh, I
Postal
see.
service.
Postal service.
Yeah.
This is a placeholder for his potion. Okay. You spend the night drinking and enjoying and looking forward to what's to come. And maybe being a little trepidatious. You head back over to the warehouse. And you can feel your drunkenness make you want to drift to rest, or you can fight it and stay up and do something else.
I'm going right to sleep.
Sleep, and
I'll be sewing.
sewing.
Well, I'll finish
And
the
writing a
letter
letter.
and then I'll sew.
Okay. And you don't have that much damage going on. You fed Mistress. You all ate for the day.
I have to do my eat memory ritual.
Oh, okay.
What? So, very minor things.
Okay. So, you basically just have a hard time recalling very, like, what were the color of those mushrooms? It's 10:30. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep going?
Probably should call it.
What, 3 hours instead of 4?
Yeah, a little bit over. It feels like 3:15.
3.5.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
So, sleep for the night, gaining half your hit dice back, which I believe at this point is just all your hit dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your first long rest. Tomorrow will be an extended rest or full rest. Your chest filled up with goods to fence, heading to a speakeasy for the first time to deal in the wares. Possibly talking to Rossi about something. Someone you sent an audience for Rossi at some point.
I think we might just an audience at the speakeasy.
Because we were going to pay rent and then go...
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Fence some shit.
I'm excited. So you'll probably come out of next session with some money and maybe some answers at the library. Maybe some fun things with your letter. And this was fun.
Mm-hmm. I like the Gloom Broker. He's my favorite.
He's horrifying.
Cheshire Cat motherfucker. I love
I
him.
typed the Gloom Broker into that Wombo
Yeah,
thing,
when I saw
and
that,
if
I
you
was
look
like,
into the,
I love him.
if you look in the official Discord for Charisma saves,
How did you put it?
yeah, I put it in
General.
general chat.
Yeah.
It's a picture of the Gloom Broker.
That app is
Basically.
dope, by the way.
It is
It is
really
so
cool. It's an AI generated thing just from those names, and like it chose dark fantasy, I think, and very surprising.
You'll also see the Hartnell from the first campaign,
Yeah. So
which
join
is now my phone background.
That's a cool, that's a cool background.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'm excited for next time. It's gonna start getting warmer here too, so
Thank God.
that's gonna be good. Man, Thursdays are fucking fun, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Any other parting words before we head out?
If it burns when you pee, go to the doctor.
Everything will be updated this weekend.
Randy will look at your urethras.
Yep.
That's what it's for. He's a urethra looker.
Probably just have you pee in a cup.
Where's the fun in that?
I mean, if you don't want to look at my urethra, you don't have to. I mean, be like that. It's
If
whatever.
my pee is green, is that a problem?
No.
That just means
Thought
it's
so.
St. Patty's Day.
Too much asparagus.
Just means too much broccoli.
We're not.
Sorry, we already went there.
Anybody else like
Worried about-
broccoli? I'm a fan.
We know.